Hi everyone, please subscribe to my channel. Blood Immortal Venerable. See playlist for other chapters and novels. Join now our Telegram channel now and enjoy exclusive early access. t.me/blood_immortal_official. I do not translate the novels. Credits goes to original translator and author of the novel. I only make it as an audiobook so it would be easier to just listen while doing other things. Credits goes to the author of the novel. I convert stories to audiobook for mental health, for multitasking purpose, for accessibility and time saving. Listening to audiobook is also beneficial for people who have disability. It improves our listening skills and improve our English comprehension, vocabulary and other things. So, thank you for listening. Thank you and thank you very much for your support. Chapter 741 The Ultimate Power Talent. What is the Well of Origin? The person who asked this question was not Yi Tian, but the son of a certain era. Obviously, not all the sons of the era in the 12 universe era knew about the Well of Origin, and Aurora just happened to know this secret. Jiguang explained. The Well of Origin is an ancient well that contains the power of origin. It is different from the ancient Well of Chaos, and even more precious to a certain extent than the ancient Well of Chaos. The ancient Well of Chaos only contains a high concentration of chaotic vitality, and the interior contains chaos space. Some chaotic materials will be born. Although the ancient wells of chaos are rare, the ancient wells of chaos in the universe are not rare, but the wells of origin are basically legendary. Even the Supremes have not found the wells of origin, only in chaos it is only in the inheritance of the strong that we understand the well of origin. Especially for us, once we enter the well of origin and absorb the origin power in the well of origin, we will gain insight into countless laws in a short period of time, allowing ourselves to stay in the well of origin. In a very short period of time, he has a deep understanding of countless laws, and he can even take the opportunity to improve the attainment of the Tao in various secret techniques. For us, the Well of Origin is definitely a treasure that makes people crazy. When Aurora was speaking, the whole person was in a state of excitement. Aurora, the Well of Origin is extremely rare in the origin world, right? Someone asked. Not bad. Jiguang nodded. Even in the origin world, it is not easy to find the Well of Origin, and the origin world is also dangerous. The creatures born here are basically strong in the flesh, and our strength is being suppressed here. Even if you encounter some weaker creatures, you may not be able to beat 29. And our speed will be very slow, and the area of the source world is very large, and it can even be said to be boundless. In addition, I don't know much about the source world, but I have heard it mentioned by the Supremes, but I don't have a deep understanding. After all, I don't think I can enter the source world. How can I try to understand it? Although there are not many secrets revealed by Aurora, everyone has a bottom line in their hearts. First, there is no doubt that this is the realm of origin. Second, the biggest opportunity is the Well of Origin. Once a Well of Origin is found, it will rise completely, and its strength will definitely increase greatly, far exceeding the sons of other eras. For example, the weaker son of Era, once they obtained a Well of Origin, even if they couldn't compare to Yi Tian in a short period of time, they would be able to compare to Aurora. Shish. One by one, the sons of the era flew away in different directions, and Aurora also chose a direction and flew away quickly. Obviously, everyone is reluctant to cooperate. After all, once they encounter a Well of Origin, how to divide it becomes a difficult problem, and they even hesitate to fight. Therefore, it is the most reasonable way to separate them to find opportunities. Yi Tian also teleported away from here, but left a mark here. After all, once he can't find a way to get out, he still has to come back here, even if he can't open the channel. But once the external Supremes have solved the destruction of the creature, there must be a way to find the place where the destruction of the creature exploded, so as to forcibly open the channel into the realm of origin. The reason why the origin world is difficult to find is that no one knows the entrance, but once the entrance is known, it is not difficult to open it again. After leaving this area, Yi Tian looked for the Well of Origin everywhere. A few minutes later, instead of finding the Well of Origin, he found a creature. Black Panther. Appearing in front of Yi Tian was a black leopard. Its size was not too long, only about 100 meters. Compared to those powerful creatures in the outside world, this black leopard was simply too ordinary. But Yi Tian could sense the explosive power contained in every cell of this Black Panther, and there was no extra muscle in his body. This is not an ordinary Black Panther, but a powerful creature with a very powerful body. For the first time, Yi Tian enveloped the Black Panther with his copying talent, but was taken aback. This, quote, under his investigation, the Black Panther's talent is somewhat special. Talents such as bloodline talent and speed talent are nothing special to outside creatures, but there is one talent that is too strange. This talent is the power talent. Power talent. Profound truth, extreme. It is not uncommon to have profound power talents. It is unknown how many people in the universe have profound power talents, and those who are basically geniuses have God-level power talents. No wonder there is a limit mark behind this Black Panther's profound power talent. This is also the first time Yi has encountered such a talent situation. Roar! The Black Panther yelled at Yi and rushed over immediately. Although this Black Panther is very strong, Yi doesn't care because the strength of this Black Panther is far inferior to him. Even if he was suppressed in the Source Realm, he could still easily kill the Black Panther in seconds, but he did not immediately end the life of the Black Panther, but slapped the Black Panther with a light punch. Boom! The Black Panther was knocked back by a blow, but Yi was a little surprised. He used power that was almost comparable to that of the Black Panther, and then used the talent of God-level power, but even so, it only shocked the Black Panther back, but did not cause any injury to the Black Panther. My defense is very strong, and my body is far stronger than this Black Panther. It is unrealistic for the Black Panther to knock me back. That is to say, my blow just now is actually only against the Black Panther. The leopards are equally divided. But how is this possible? I used the God-level power talent, and it used the mysterious power talent. Yi thought to himself. Moreover, he can guarantee that the Black Panther has no other special powers except using the power of the flesh and the power talent of the mystery level, and even some skills are useless, it is a straight attack. It seems that the problem lies in its extreme power talent. Yi guessed. Instead of killing the Black Panther, he captured it and sent it to the ancient world of chaos to be held. He can't guarantee that every creature here is in such a situation. If this Black Panther is a special situation, wouldn't he waste a research object? Unfortunately, this Black Panther's power talent is only at the profound level, and my power talent is God level. Copying talent cannot duplicate the same talent lower than itself. If the Black Panther's power talent is limited to God level power talent, then I may still have hope to copy it. Yi sighed. Next, Yi spent a little time and found a few more creatures from the origin world. As a result, the strength gifts of these creatures are marked with limits behind them. And these creatures can burst out attacks that are not equivalent to the same strength talent that should burst out. This is not an exception, but all of them. Such a result gave Yi a guess. According to my investigation in the past few days, the creatures in the Source Realm have extreme power talents, and the extreme power talents of the Profound Truth are obviously stronger than the normal power talents of the Profound Truth, and even stronger to the level of God-level power talents. Yi secretly said. This doesn't seem like much, but if you encounter a creature with God-level extreme strength talent, it will be completely different. In the universe, the highest power talent is only God level, and the power of those days, God level, if you want to improve it, it will be gone. Because of this, those geniuses will use various methods to learn various secret techniques to increase their strength, and they will burst out 107 stronger attacks. For example, the Tiangong warfare method, although it is to comprehensively enhance the combat power, it also has the effect of enhancing the strength. This kind of secret technique can be called the strongest secret technique in the universe. If he also has a God-level ultimate strength talent, wouldn't it increase his strength several times out of thin air, which is enough to increase a lot of combat power? Be sure to find the ultimate power talent of God level. With excitement, Yi looked for creatures everywhere. However, not everything went smoothly. This day, Yi saw a small mountain and wanted to go up to take a look, but soon his expression changed drastically. Because of his copy talent, he saw that this hill had talent. Although he didn't see the ultimate power talent of the God level, it was only the ultimate power talent of the profound meaning level, but this proved that this hill was not a mountain but a powerful creature. Just when Yi was about to leave, two eyes appeared on the hill, and those eyes stared at Yi and a terrifying aura passed over. Boom! The color of the sky and the earth changed, and unimaginable blood energy rushed out. Then, a stone hand probed a spot from the stone mountain and grabbed Yi. A creature with a physical body that is definitely countless times stronger than me. I am afraid that the combat power of the physical body is not weaker than that of the heavenly venerate level destroying creature. Even in my heyday, I can only escape. Yi was shocked in his heart. He didn't dare to stay. Although he owned the Sea of Death flowers, there was no one here to help him restrain him. Once he was caught by the stone hand, he could only wait to die. After all the flowers of death in the Sea of Death flowers died, it would be his turn. He died. Therefore, he must escape. Teleport, teleport, teleport. That stone hand seemed to break through the layers of void with the power of the flesh, and wanted to catch Etienne, but the flaws in other aspects were too great to prevent Etienne from teleporting away. In the end, Etienne escaped. Chapter 742 Tianji Fruit. Etienne stopped after getting away from the terrifying stone mountain creature. The stone mountain creature just now has such a terrifying power, even the supreme beings of the 12 universes can't have such a powerful physical power. Could it be a 7th order life? Etienne guessed. No wonder he guessed so, because he is a 6th order life, and even if he hits the realm of Tianzun, it is estimated that he can only have that kind of power. But he is different. He has practiced the Chaos Golden Desolation art and the 18 Golden Body art, and his own strength is far superior to the same level, and the stone mountain creature should not be able to obtain such a cultivation art, and can only rely on its own strength, so it is absolutely impossible. It is not a 6th order life, it is estimated to be a 7th order life, or a quasi-7th order life, and so on. A long time ago, when I first got the true method of Tianyuan, when I learned that there were still 7th order lives, I really thought that the 7th order life could be detached. Now I know that even the 8th order life can still be detached. The Tianyuan true law comes from Yuengu Temple should have been created by the Lord of Yuengu. The 7th level cultivation method should be theoretically deduced, and the Lord of Yuengu himself cannot escape. The true method of Tianyuan created by him is only the first 6 layers. The 7th floor is bragging. Yi Tian sneered. Of course, he only needs the first 6 layers of Tianyuan Junfa, and he can't reach the 7th layer. Therefore, he didn't care about the flaws in the 7th layer of the Tianyuan true law. The 7th order life is very rare, but unfortunately my strength is not enough, otherwise I really want to study the 7th order life. Yi Tian muttered. Next, Yi Tian kept a low profile, at least he wouldn't look down on the creatures of the source world. At the beginning, he thought that the creatures in the source world were all the strength of the Black Panther, so it was a bit high profile. Now, he knows that there are still terrifying creatures in the source world, which are comparable to heavenly venerate just by virtue of their physical body and talent, and maybe there are terrifying creatures that are comparable to supreme venerable. In the origin realm, in a mountain range with a river running through it, a giant tree with strange fruits is experiencing a special day. Today is the day when its fruit ripens. And many creatures who heard the news gathered nearby, staring at the strange fruit one by one, drooling. For them, that strange fruit can enhance their physical strength and make their strength soar. Therefore, they will work hard for this strange fruit, even at all costs. Sudden, a fragrant fragrance emanated, filling the entire mountain range. All creatures are ready to move, they are very clear, this is the vision of the fruit is about to ripen. However, what these creatures don't know is that a strange human being has come here and is hiding in the dark to spy on it all. This strange human being is none other than Yi Tian. It was a coincidence that Yi Tian came here. He saw some creatures flying towards this side at an extremely fast speed, and there was no battle between them, so he followed him curiously, and he saw this scene. What is that giant tree, and what is that strange fruit, and what is its use? Yi Tian is very curious about these. By the way, the Black Panther is still suppressed in my chaotic ancient world. Perhaps the answers to these questions can be found from the Black Panther's soul. Yi Tian said. So, he began to use hypnosis talent and soul secret technique to interrogate the Black Panther. As long as the Black Panther has a complete mind and wisdom, he can interrogate it. Obviously, although the intelligence of the Black Panther is not high, it is still wise, so the interrogation is very smooth. And the Black Panther does know the origin of this giant tree. Tianji tree, Tianji fruit. Yi Tian secretly said. I learned from the Black Panther that the celestial tree is a kind of divine tree. It produces a batch of mature celestial fruit every 100,000 years, and the celestial fruit can temper the flesh of each creature, making them extremely powerful. In the source world, every creature follows the way of the flesh, but how difficult it is to improve the flesh. If there are no resources, there is no way to grow up. The origin world turns to take the way of the flesh, but the main space of the universe prohibits the way of the flesh. It seems that although the origin of the universe has suppressed the cultivation of the flesh in the main space, it cannot really prohibit the flesh, and can only seal the flesh in the origin world. This is a guess by Yi Tian, and this guess may be quite correct. When he came to this world, he hadn't practiced yet, and he was always on his way and searching for the well of origin. Now, he is going to practice a little. Immediately, he began to run some chaos golden desolation tactics, trying to cultivate the way of the flesh. Result. Boom. 1. A wave of energy poured into his body, constantly raising the limit of the physical body, and also improving the strength of his physical body. And the speed of this improvement is much faster than the outside world, and there is no such estrangement. Sure enough, in the origin realm, any secret technique that improves the physical body becomes easier to cultivate, as if this place is naturally suitable for cultivation. Yi Tian repressed. Suddenly, his eyes were fixed on that day. Since this place is suitable for cultivating the physical body, that day Jigyu may have the effect of assisting the cultivation of the Chaos Golden Desolation art and rapidly increasing the physical strength. If he obtains some celestial pole fruit, his strength can have an explosive increase in a short period of time. Certainly, he also didn't forget his other purpose, to find the ultimate strength talent of God level. Swish, he used the copy talent to cover this area, trying to find out the God level ultimate strength talent obtained by Zhao. No, still none. Yi Tian frowned. This is little, but it is not as good as the amount of talent. Obviously, in the source world, God-level extreme strength talents are also very rare. Wait, Yi Tian decided. He doesn't want to shoot now. After all, there are too many powerful creatures here, and many of them have a breath that is not weaker than him. Once they fight, he will easily be surrounded by layers. He may not be afraid, but once surrounded, Jigyu will not have his share that day. Therefore, he cannot be in a hurry and must seize the opportunity. In addition, Yi Tian has a guess. Perhaps there are stronger creatures coming back and coming at the moment when the celestial pole fruit is ripe. For example, that terrifying creature on the same level as the stone mountain creature. Chapter 743 The Tianji fruit is in hand, try it. It's getting mature. Yi Tian looked at the heavenly pole fruit on the heavenly pole tree and felt a little nervous in his heart. Soon, the fragrant breath gradually dissipated, which means that the celestial pole fruit is completely mature. Because once the celestial pole fruit is completely mature, it will recover the aroma, and the aroma will not be revealed again. Boom boom boom. One after another creature rushed towards the celestial pole fruit and started a battle for the celestial pole fruit. But at this moment, an eagle chirp resounded between heaven and earth. Wow! A gigantic condor descended from the sky, shredding a powerful creature with one claw, and a terrifying aura overwhelmed the audience. Puff puff! A pair of wings of the condor smashed a large number of creatures, showing an invincible posture. This condor is so strong. Yi Tian's pupils shrank suddenly and exclaimed. In terms of strength, he is naturally far from being the opponent of this condor. If he were to face it, he would be instantly killed. This condor is eligible for a battle with that stone mountain creature. 1. Yi Tian commented. Now that this divine eagle appeared, Yi Tian suppressed the thought that he wanted to rush up. Otherwise, if he was targeted by this divine eagle, even if he had the Sea of Death flowers, he would not necessarily be able to escape. Wait, Yi Tian continued to hide his breath. He believes that there are many 107 creatures who want the celestial fruit, and there are definitely creatures comparable to this condor, because he has sensed it with his copy talent. Boom! A huge black snake drilled out from the ground and attacked the condor, preventing the condor from robbing the heavenly fruit. Then, a huge ape appeared with a stone stick, and each stick swept away, killing a large number of creatures. Subsequently, a vine tree man creature also appeared, and countless vines strangled to the apes. In this way, these four major creatures fought each other, not wanting each other to obtain the celestial pole fruit, and other creatures who wanted to rush to the celestial pole tree to plunder the celestial pole fruit were also bombarded and killed by these four major creatures. Yi Tian has been hiding, pondering how to act. In terms of strength, he is indeed not the opponent of these four major creatures, but it does not mean that he cannot obtain the heavenly pole fruit. I'm not their opponent, but they shouldn't kill me with a single blow. As long as I take advantage of the gap between their battles, teleport over, grab some celestial pole fruit, and then leave, there should be some hope of escaping. Yi Tian estimated. Of course, he couldn't be too greedy, otherwise he would anger the CJFI, four great creatures, and it would be really difficult to escape. So, Yi Tian began to look for opportunities. A few minutes later, he finally seized an opportunity. At the moment when the four major creatures collided with each other with all their strength, the four major creatures were in the gap when the next round of attack had just finished. Swish! He teleported and came under the celestial pole tree, and immediately picked up the celestial pole fruit at the fastest speed. The four great creatures sensed that Yi Tian had picked the heaven's pole fruit, and they all slammed into them at will, and they no longer cared about Yi Tian, but fought each other again. After all, in their opinion, Yi Tian, a cosmic god ant, can't bear their attack at all, and will be annihilated in an instant. A dead man, what is there to pay attention to? However, Yi Tian defended with all his strength and transferred the damage to the Sea of Death Flowers. Although the injury was transferred, Yi Tian was still injured, and it was only a minor injury. Hurry up! Yi Tian continued to pick the celestial pole fruit, did not dare to waste time, and even used his time talent, just to pick more heavenly pole fruit. Roar! The 4 major creatures finally reacted, seeing that Yi Tian was not dead. They also picked up a lot of heavenly pole fruit, and they attacked Yi Tian one after another. Escape! Yi Tian was not greedy at all, even if he still had a heavenly pole fruit in front of him, he still gave up. Shish! Yi Tian kept teleporting at the fastest speed, and even used the super god level space-time talent to influence the 4 major creatures behind, preventing them from chasing and killing. However, the strength of the 4 major creatures is indeed terrifying, and the shattering time and space are superimposed and attacked. Yi Tian's body was bombarded again and again. If he hadn't had the talent to transfer damage, he would have died long ago. After enduring many heavy blows, Yi Tian finally escaped far away, and the 4 great creatures did not really chase after him. After all, there were still many celestial fruits on the celestial tree, and he picked only a small part of them. It is impossible for the 4 great creatures to give up a large amount of celestial fruit on the celestial tree for the sake of just a little bit of celestial fruit. But Yi Tian was very cautious and flew for a long time before finally landing in a forest and hiding. A total of 46 celestial fruits. Yi Tian counted, and immediately showed an excited smile. Although 46 pieces are not many, the celestial pole fruit is very precious. From the mouth of the Black Panther, it is very difficult for a creature like him to grab a celestial pole fruit. And the creatures who have obtained the heavenly pole fruit can grow up quickly and become a powerhouse in the source world, that is, a source king. In the source world, all creatures are source beasts, and source beasts are divided into low-level source beasts, intermediate source beasts, high-level source beasts, and source kings, source emperors, and source ancestors. That Black Panther is a high-level source beast. It is not powerful in the source world, but it is not a weak existence. According to Strength 3, although the meat of this leopard far exceeds that of those in the main space, its combat power is only the limit of the star. The Source King should be equivalent to the God of the universe, the Source Emperor is equivalent to the Master, the Source Emperor is equivalent to the Heavenly Deity, and the Source Ancestor is equivalent to the Supreme. And this is a combat power that can only be achieved by relying on physical strength and talent. Think about how terrifying it is. It's a pity that the wisdom of the origin beast is not high, otherwise it can step into the real way of cultivation. Even if it is a origin sovereign, it is enough to crush the Supreme. Whether Tianji fruit can assist the cultivation of Chaos Golden Desolation art, I will know immediately. Yi Tian didn't hesitate at all, swallowed a heavenly pole fruit in one gulp, and immediately began to practice. He runs the Chaos Golden Desolate art and absorbs the energy of the heavenly pole fruit. Boom! Terrifying energy is running in the body, and the Chaos Golden Desolation art is transforming to an incredible degree. Yi Tian's Chaos Golden Desolate art has reached the limit of the 6th floor. No matter how much he improves, he can only improve a little bit. Originally, he just wanted to use this celestial fruit as a test, not really to cultivate the Chaos Golden Desolation art. But now, Yi Tian had a feeling. It seems that Tianji fruit can help him break the limit of the Chaos Golden Desolate art and leapfrog the 7th level of the Chaos Golden Desolation art. If this is the case, his accumulation at the Universe God level will reach an unimaginably terrifying level. 1 is not enough, use 10. Yi Tian swallowed 10 celestial pole fruit in one bite. He wanted to verify this possibility. Single G. Chapter 744 God Level Ultimate Strength Talent. This time, the energy of 10 celestial poles exploded, assisting Yi Tian to hit the 7th layer realm of the Chaos Golden Desolate art. Originally, Yi Tian wanted to cultivate the 7th level of the Chaos Golden Desolation art, which required the cultivation of the realm, but the energy of the 10 celestial fruit was helping Yi Tian to break this limit and transform his body into a state that could cultivate the Chaos Golden Desolation art. Level 7. This way, he can push the limits. Time passed slowly, and a month passed in a blink of an eye. This day, Yi Tian's skin started to crack. No, it should be said that the whole body was cracking. Then, Yi Tian's body began to reorganize and became stronger. Boom! A terrifying physical aura erupted from Yi Tian's body, and at the same time, his Chaos Golden Desolate art finally entered the 7th layer realm. He can practice the 7th level exercises of the Chaos Golden Desolate art. After breaking the limit, Yi Tian can continue to improve the physical strength, but his cultivation is still at the limit of the Universe God. It's like breaking a shackle. I thought 10 celestial pole fruits would be enough, but I didn't expect to consume another 10 celestial pole fruits in the end. In order to break the limit of Chaos Golden Desolation Art, I jumped to the 7th level of Chaos Golden Desolation Art, and exhausted 21 celestial pole. Whoa, but the breakthrough this time is of great significance. I broke the training requirements of the Chaos Golden Desolation Art. If I cultivate the Chaos Golden Desolation Art to a certain level in the Cosmic God realm, then my physical body will reach an incredible level. Yi Tian said excitedly. Immediately, he swallowed another celestial fruit, and officially practiced the 7th level cultivation technique of the Chaos Golden Desolate Art. With the help of Tianjiguo, the 7th layer of Chaos Golden Desolation Art has progressed very quickly, and the physical body can be improved synchronously. In this way, Yi Tian started a long-term cultivation in this forest. In a flash, 3 years have passed. Yi Tian has been in seclusion for 3 years, and he doesn't know the situation of the sons of other eras, and he doesn't care at all. 3 years, I have exhausted all the celestial fruit, and I have barely cultivated the 7th level cultivation technique of the Chaos Golden Desolate Art to the realm of small success, but the physical body is many times stronger, even if there is no gain in the source world, just this a gain is worth it. Yi Tian secretly said, "Get up." Yi Tian is not going to stay here anymore, his 2 goals have not been achieved yet. The first one is to copy the ultimate power talent of the God level, and he has not yet encountered it. Although the 4 previous creatures are very powerful, they are only the ultimate power talent of the profound meaning level. Obviously, it is really difficult to find the ultimate power talent of the profound truth, and it takes a certain amount of luck and time. The second goal is to find the well of origin, and that is the greatest chance. Yi Tian once obtained a trace of the origin of the universe and knew the benefits of the origin of the universe, and the well of origin may not be as good as a trace of the origin of the universe, but it is definitely not too bad. If he gets the well of origin again, his accumulation will be extremely terrifying. If he obtains a few wells of origin, Yi Tian is absolutely sure that he will grow up in a short period of time, reaching an incredible level. Before, Yi Tian was not familiar with the source world, but now he has the Black Panther as a guide, and occasionally hypnotizes other creatures and gradually understands the source world. Although they didn't know where the well of origin was, they knew that there were some powerful creatures nearby. Therefore, Yi Tian tried his best to avoid encountering some Yuan Emperor in Yuan Zu's territory, otherwise, if he really encountered a Yuan Zu, he probably wouldn't even have time to escape. This day, Yi Tian came to a grassland with a look of anticipation in his eyes. According to his constant interrogation of the nearby creatures, he learned that there is a powerful race living in this grassland, the Triangle Blood Cow. The Triangle Blood Bull clan is only a high-level Source Beast clan, but it makes many Source Kings extremely fearful. The Triangle Blood Bull clan owns the Triangle Blood Bull King. Although they are also high-level Origin Beasts, they can fight for the Origin King. Together with a large number of Triangle Blood Bulls, it is enough to kill a Origin King. This is the news Yi Tian got. The Triangle Blood Bull King is only a high-level Source Beast, but it can fight for the Source King. If it is placed in the outside world, it is normal, but in the Source world, the power of the Source Beast completely comes from the physical strength and talent strength. Strength and talent are their combat power. One of the main talents of the Origin Beast can only be used for the power talents of the mysterious level at most, but the Triangle Blood Bull King is so special, maybe he has the ultimate power talent of the God level. 1. Yi Tian guessed. Although it is not clear whether this guess is accurate or not, it is a hope. So, Yi Tian entered this grassland, looking for the trail of the Triangle Blood Bull King. For flowers. Once his guess is really confirmed, it will make a lot of money, and it will even allow him to understand the mystery of extreme talent. Yi Tian kept teleporting, looking for the Triangular Blood Bull King. Suddenly, there was a sound of shaking. KKK. Yi Tian felt the shaking of the earth, and immediately began to investigate the surrounding situation with his divine sense and copying talent. Triangle Blood Bull. Yi Tian was overjoyed. After searching for so long, he finally found the tribe of the Triangle Blood Ox. Wow! Yi Tian quickly approached the Triangle Blood Bull clan, but was very disappointed very quickly. Because, this ethnic group does not have the Triangle Blood Bull King. Obviously, this ethnic group is just one of the Triangle Blood Bull tribes in this grassland, not the tribe with the Triangle Blood Bull King. Point 0. A month later, Yi Tian is a little impatient. For so long, he has found several Triangle Blood Bull groups, but he has not found any trace of the Triangle Blood Bull King. Another tribe of Triangle Blood Cattle. Yi Tian is excited, the cloud is not slow. Soon, he discovered that this was a pothole. Although there was a lot of grass around, there was a small lake in the pit, and the lake was surrounded by caves that spread deep into the earth, and those Delta blood cattle lived in these in the cave. Some horned bulls were swimming in the lake, some were grazing on the grass, and some were sleeping. Yi Tian immediately turned on the copy talent to investigate the situation here. The triangular blood cows were swept away by Yi Tian's copy talent, and the disappointment became heavier and heavier. Suddenly, Yi Tian looked overjoyed. He explored a cave space deep in the pit. In the cave space, a triangle blood bull king, which was much larger than the ordinary triangle blood bull, was lying there sleeping. Triangle blood bull king. Yi Tian was excited. What really excited him was the power talent possessed by the triangular blood bull king. Strength talent. God level extreme. The power talent of the triangular blood bull king is really the ultimate god level. With excitement, Yi Tian immediately tried to replicate its power talent. God level extreme strength talent, copy successfully. Seeing this scene, Yi Tian finally breathed a sigh of relief. Chapter 745 News from the Well of Origin. Yi Tian has always wanted to obtain the ultimate strength talent of God level, and now he has finally copied it. He was very curious about what the so-called ultimate strength talent was, and why it was able to far surpass the strength talent of the same level. In the past, he couldn't know, but now he has copied the ultimate strength talent of God level. As long as he communicates with this talent, he will immediately know the reason. Immediately, Yi Tian communicated with the God level extreme power talent he had just copied, and understood the essence of this talent. Soon, Yi Tian thoroughly understood the divine level ultimate strength talent. Incredible! Yi Tian's eyes widened, extremely shocked. It turns out that everyone has talent, but the potential of a talent may not be fully realized. For example, the power talent of the mysterious level, once this talent is opened, it seems to increase the amount of 107 power by 100 times, but in fact the potential of the profound truth level power talent is far more than 100 times, but each creature's body is not completely compatible with the profound truth level power talent, and there is no way to fully stimulate the potential of the profound truth level power talent. Therefore, the talents possessed by the creatures of the universe are talents that have not fully unlocked their potentials, but once they have unlocked their full potentials, their formidable power is far beyond the same level. For example, the source beasts in the source world can fully exert their potential of power talent. Almost every source beast has extreme strength talent, and this is not because these source beasts have unique talents, high aptitude, and can tap potential, but the origin of the universe, the gift. The origin of the universe completely seals the fleshly body in the origin realm, making the origin realm special, thus stimulating the power talent potential of each origin realm source beast. Of course, the primordial beasts have unique potential in power talent, but they have also lost other things, such as their understanding of the great Tao and their wisdom, which is also the suppression of the origin of the universe. Otherwise, the origin beasts of the origin realm are too talented. Wouldn't all of them be able to become heaven-defying existences? Would they rush out of the origin beast realm and occupy the main space of the universe? In this case, how can the origin of the universe suppress the cultivation way of the 13th universe era, and how can it protect itself? The 13th cosmic era is a new era of reincarnation. The origin of the universe in this era is the weakest. If too many terrifying beings are born again and share a part of the origin of the universe will become weaker and weaker, and it may even be destroyed by cosmic creatures, repressed. For example, if many detached people are born, a group of detached people will even be killed into the origin space of the universe, just like the original Yuntan Tianjin, who entered the origin space of the universe and even cut off a trace of the origin of the universe. Therefore, the origin of the universe will naturally suppress other cultivation methods in the origin world under the operation of the rules. Ha ha ha, it's really great luck. If I didn't come to the source world, I didn't know there was a limit to talent, and I didn't even know the limit of talent that couldn't be developed. This time I copied it to the God level limit power talent. His strength has increased a lot in an instant, and he has made a lot of money. Yi Tian was quite excited. If there is a super god level limit time and space talent for him to copy, it will be even more seconds. But the imagination also knows that it is impossible. It is estimated that he is the only one with the super god level time-space talent, and it is impossible to give birth to another one, let alone the super god level limit time-space talent. If you enter chaos, you may still hope to meet such a talented person. But right now, there is no hope at all. The Triangle Blood Bull King is so special that he actually possesses a god-level ultimate strength talent. Why don't you grab it and interrogate it? Maybe there will be an unexpected harvest. Yi Tian thought so, and immediately went to the underground space where the Triangle Blood Bull King was. Along the way, the other Triangle Blood Cows saw Yi Tian and tried to stop them, but they were all knocked out by Yi Tian. A group of high-level origin beast scum, no matter how many they are, can't pose any threat to him. If there is a group of origin sovereigns, he will definitely leave immediately, daring not to provoke them. Too weak. Yi Tian blasted a large number of blood triangle bulls with one punch, and soon came to the underground space where the King of Bullhorns was. And at this moment, the Triangular Blood Bull King woke up long ago and discovered Yi Tian, the intruder. Boom! The Triangular Blood Bull King directly hit him. As the origin beast of the origin realm, it has no fancy means of attack, it just hits directly, it is just reckless. Yi Tian didn't use any means, but put on a straight punch, mobilized his body's strength and strength talent, and punched the three long horns that the Triangle Blood Bull King hit. Crack! The three long horns of the Triangular Blood Bull King were broken, and its body also flew out. Not only that, its powerful body began to crack. Fortunately Yi Tian showed mercy and did not use all his strength, otherwise the punches just now would be enough to smash it into blood mist. After severely injuring the Triangular Blood Bull King, Yi Tian teleported over, grabbed the opponent, and immediately sucked into the ancient world of chaos, suppressing it. Then, Yi Tian left here, otherwise, the Triangular Blood Cattle group here would attack him continuously. Although he doesn't take these weak Triangle Blood Bull Kings in his eyes, he doesn't want to waste time, and once the battle is long, who knows if he will provoke a origin ancestor. He doesn't want to meet Yuanzu now, or he will surely die. After flying for a long time, Yi Tian landed on a quiet hill, and immediately consciously entered the ancient world of chaos, and began to interrogate the Triangular Blood Bull King. Tell me, how did you get your god-level ultimate strength talent? Yi Tian asked after hypnotizing the Triangular Blood Bull King. He originally thought that this Triangular Blood Bull King would say that his god-level ultimate strength talent was innate, but he got an answer that surprised him. It was promoted by absorbing the source of water by luck. The soul of the Triangular Blood Bull King told Yi 5.8 days the answer with the voice of the soul. What? The source of well water? Yi Tian was extremely shocked. The source well water should be the water inside the source well, and the Triangle Blood Bull King actually got the source well water. Doesn't it mean that the Triangle Blood Bull King has entered the source well? Do you know where the well of origin is? Yi Tian questioned. I know that a well of origin is the secret of our Triangle Blood Bull clan, and only the heirs of the Triangle Blood Bull Kings of all dynasties are qualified to know there. Triangular Blood Bull King Road. Take me to that well of origin. Yi Tian ordered. Yes, the Triangular Blood Bull King replied. Immediately, Yi Tian released the Triangular Blood Bull King and let it lead the way. The completely destroyed Triangle Blood Bull King will not resist at all, and will lead the way honestly. Chapter 746 The Great Supernatural Power of Space is completed. The Triangle Blood Bull King took Yi Tian to fly far away, not the grassland where the Triangle Blood Bull King lived. By asking, Yi Tian knew why the Triangular Blood Bull King didn't live where the Well of Origin was. One is for fear that other Triangle Blood Bulls will know the Well of Origin, thus giving birth to a new Triangle Blood Bull King, and the second is for fear of attracting the attention of other powerful source beasts. Of course, there is a third reason, that is, it is not suitable for the existence of the Triangle Blood Ox family. The Triangle Blood Cattle family is suitable for living on the grassland, so the grass on the grassland contains the energy they need for the Triangle Blood Cattle family, which can help them grow up. If the place is relocated, the Triangle Blood Ox clan may even be reduced to an intermediate origin beast in the future, or even lower. This is like a fire-type source beast. If you insist on letting it live in the waters, wouldn't it be difficult for you to live with yourself? 3 days later, the Triangular Blood Ox brought Yi Tian to a canyon. In this canyon, there is a very deep cave that leads all the way to the depths of the ground. However, the entrance to this cave is very small, and most people can't notice it at all, let alone those origin beasts with low IQs. Moreover, this canyon has no resources and is very barren, and it is impossible for the 29 strong origin beast to come here. This is a good place. If there is a well of origin here, it is really difficult to find it. Yi Tian nodded in appreciation. He was a little curious about how the ancestors of the Triangle Blood Bull King discovered this place in the first place. What a good luck. The Triangular Blood Bull King took Yi Tian into the cave, and he flew downwards again, and soon encountered several underground passages. He chose one of the passages and continued to fly. I don't know how long it flew until the Triangle Blood Bull King stopped. At this time, Yi Tian clearly felt that the source world was suppressing him even more. Obviously, the suppression deep underground was stronger than the suppression on the ground. There are simply no powerful creatures here, otherwise Yi Tian would be a little dangerous if he came down like this. Arrive. The triangular blood bull king looked at Yi Tian. Yi Tian's consciousness swept away, and immediately saw the well of origin. The well of origin was located in the center of an underground space not far away, embedded in the void, and strands of the origin's aura emanated. The well of origin. Yi Tian was a little excited. When suddenly, his expression changed. Just because there are some cracks in the wellhead and the body of this well of origin, this is not the well of origin that is intact, but a well of incomplete origin that is damaged. Swish. Yi Tian teleported over and looked inside the well of origin. The well of origin that is about to dry up. Yi Tian was a little disappointed. There is only a shallow layer of source well water inside this well of origin, and the value of such a well of origin can drop countless times. What happened? Yi Tian questioned the triangular blood bull king. The triangle blood bull king immediately informed Yi Tian of the reason. It turned out that the ancestors of the triangle blood bull king discovered this well when they discovered this source. The triangle blood bull king took a long time and came to the well of origin many times before finally getting away with his strength and talent transformation. And since the power talent has transformed into a god-level ultimate power talent, it has rarely come here, and now a long time has passed. This well of origin has accumulated a little water of the origin. Forget it, it's not bad to be able to encounter the well of origin, although the water in the well of origin is only a little less, but at least it can improve one's strength. Yi Tian thought to himself. Immediately, he obliterated the triangle blood bull king. After all, the triangle blood bull king knew of his existence. If he released it and attracted Yuan Emperor, it would be troublesome. He is no match for Yuan Emperor. After killing the triangular blood bull king, Yi Tian stepped into the well of origin. The interior of the well of origin is empty. Yi Tian sat cross-legged and began to absorb the water from the well of origin. Whoa whoa whoa. The well of origin poured into Yi Tian's body, and Yi Tian immediately witnessed countless principles, just like the situation when he absorbed a trace of the origin of the universe at the beginning, but the effect was much, much worse. Although each trace of the origin of the universe contains the mysteries of various laws, it does not contain all of them, and the origin of the well water that Yi Tian absorbs is still very different from the trace of the origin of the universe at the beginning. Therefore, the source of well water is useful to Yi Tian, and it is of great use, making Yi Tian's accumulation more and more profound, and his understanding of the laws of the major avenues is gradually improved. Boom! Yi Tian's Chaos Dao realm turned into an ancient well, with the source power of the source well water, gradually improving the Chaos Dao realm. With Yi Tian's progress in the law pattern on the ancient well of Chaos Avenue became more and more mysterious. Sure enough, the source well water can not only accumulate my law accomplishments, but also improve my realm on the Chaos Avenue. I have reached the source realm, but I am only in the initial stage of the source realm. If there is enough source well water, maybe I can hit the midterm realm of the source realm. Yi Tian said with anticipation. However, obviously, with such a little 107 source well water, it is impossible for Yi Tian to improve the realm of Chaos Dao, and he can only improve a little bit. However, after absorbing these source well waters, Yi Tian's speed of comprehending supernatural powers will be much faster. Therefore, Yi Tian simply comprehends a great supernatural power here, the Spear of Hell God. This space supernatural power has already reached the peak of Dachang, and it is only one step away from reaching the perfection, so Yi Tian wants to break the bottleneck and hit the perfection. The perfect state of a space supernatural power. I am afraid that those who are proficient in space avenues may not necessarily reach it. Time passed little by little, and after a few days, the water in the well of origin was completely dried up, but Yi Tian had not finished retreating, because he felt that his Spear of Hell God Sky was only a tiny bit away from breaking through. At this time, even if there is no source of well water, he feels that he can complete the breakthrough. After half a year, boom, a Spear of Hell Gods and Sky that contains the rules of terrifying space gradually emerges. Even if it is suppressed in the source world, it still shows a terrifying power, as if it is contending with the source rules of the universe. The Spear of Hell Shenkong has finally entered the realm of great perfection, and its attack power is now definitely the first attack. Yi Tian muttered. Chapter 747 Fragments of the Well of Origin, merging into the vision of the ancient well. The Spear of Hell Shenkong stepped from the Dachang realm to the perfect realm, and the attack power increased not a little, but a huge transformation, which was enough to double Yi Tian's strength. Yi Tian is very fortunate at this moment that he can cultivate the spear of hell spirit sky to the perfect state in this well of origin. Otherwise, if he allows him to slowly comprehend it, although he can also comprehend the spear of hell spirit sky to the perfect state, it will definitely take a lot of time, and what he lacks now is time. Unfortunately, this well of origin is almost depleted, and there is not much water in the well of origin, otherwise I might be able to cultivate the wheel of time, the great time supernatural power of time, to the perfect state, or raise the realm of chaos avenue to a small level. Yi Tian just sighed a little. In fact, he was still very satisfied. After all, this opportunity was enough to save him years of hard work, and it was a big opportunity. Immediately, his eyes stared at this well of origin, silently falling into contemplation. This origin well has no origin well water. Maybe after a long time, some origin well water will accumulate here, but it will be useless to him at that time, and he may not be able to enter here in the future. Moreover, the dual universe detachment plan is being implemented. If it is really implemented smoothly, the collision of the two universes will either evolve or completely perish. Therefore, this well of origin is really worthless to him. It's better to destroy this well of origin. The material of this well of origin is very special, and it may be of some value. A broken well of origin may be exchanged for something good. Immediately, Yi Tian began to bombard the well of origin. If it was a complete well of origin, he would never be able to smash it, but this well of origin is already covered with a lot of cracks, and it is obviously on the verge of shattering. Therefore, he has the hope of shattering this well of origin. Boom! Yi Tian's chaos Tao turned into an ancient well, blessed on his body, the chaos god and golem, a chaotic true skill, unfolded, and the two fists seemed to be turned into fists of god and demon, constantly bombarding this well of origin. At the same time, the third style of the Tiangong battle method is also blessed on the body, constantly increasing his own strength, and the god-level ultimate strength talent is naturally activated. It can be said that it is most suitable for Yi Tian to continuously bombard the well of origin in this way, while the attacking methods such as the spear of hell god and the sword of Huntian are useless. Because the spear of hell god is a great space supernatural power, it is not a pure power attack, and it is difficult to destroy the well of origin, while the sword of chaos is to condense the attack in a line, but the effect is not as good as the god of chaos. Therefore, if you want to smash the well of origin, it is best to attack with pure force, so as to have the hope of smashing the well of origin. Kaka kaka, a little bit of debris fell off the well of the source, and the entire well of the source was constantly shaking, and the cracks naturally became more and more. Time passed, Yi Tian kept bombarding the well of origin, the huge noise naturally provoked a lot of origin beasts, but many origin beasts felt Yi Tian's terrifying aura, and they were scared to flee before they approached the underground space. Their intelligence quotient is not high, it does not mean stupid, they naturally understand that they are not Yi Tian's opponents, and coming here is courting death. Therefore, Yi Tian's bombardment of the well of origin was not disturbed by any origin beast at all, which also made Yi Tian less troublesome. A year has passed, isn't it broken yet? Yi Tian frowned a little and was a little anxious in his heart. He thought he would be able to smash this well of origin soon, but he didn't expect it to be so difficult, just a little bit, but it always failed. Of course, he also knew that the well of origin was completely on the verge of shattering, perhaps the next moment, perhaps a long time later. But now, he naturally didn't want to give up, otherwise he would have lost all his efforts. Fortunately, his divine power is very strong, almost endless. After all, what he condensed at the beginning was the inner world of celestial quality. No, it should be said that it surpassed the celestial world. It can only be called heaven. But now, the world has turned into a small universe, which is naturally the highest level small universe. The power of the universe is endless, and the divine power of transformation is naturally endless. Therefore, Yi Tian would hardly be exhausted, otherwise, if it was another universe god, he would have exhausted his strength and rested long ago. Another month passed in the blink of an eye. On this day, a crackling sound rang out. Yi Tian didn't care, after all, he had heard such a voice many times. But this time is different. Click, click, click. The continuous cracking sound sounded. What does this mean? Yi Tian doesn't have to guess at all. The well of origin is finally shattered. Yi Tian looked in front of him excitedly, and saw that the huge well of origin gradually turned into countless fragments. The well of origin is connected to the origin realm and could not be taken away, but now the well of origin has been turned into countless fragments, which is equivalent to breaking away from the origin realm. Just when Yi Tian was about to collect these fragments of the well of origin, an unexpected situation was discovered. I saw that the countless fragments of the Well of Origin flew towards Yi Tian's Chaos Avenue vision, which is the ancient Well of Origin. This ancient well is not real, it is just a vision of Yi Tian Dao realm. But now, this ancient well vision is actually absorbing those fragments of the Well of Origin, and the dense fragments of the Well of Origin are integrated into the ancient well, making the vision of this ancient well more and more real. What is this situation? 1. Yi Tian was a little stunned. He didn't understand such a situation at all, because he had never been exposed to such information before. Maybe Aurora knows something, Yi Tian guessed. He did not prevent such a change, at least from the current situation. It should be a good thing, not a bad thing. Perhaps, this is another good fortune. Soon Zhao obtained those fragments of the Well of Origin were completely integrated into Yi Tian's vision of the ancient well, making his vision of the ancient well seem to be transformed into a real Well of Origin. Moreover, the source of the Chaos Dao in the ancient well vision has also undergone a slight change, as if it is more pure, and there is a strange change. In short, the ancient well vision has become more powerful. Yi Tian tried it out, and the increase in his Chaos Dao power blessing was much stronger than before, and the bigger change was in the ancient well vision itself. On defense. That's right, the ancient well vision has a strong defense, even beyond Yi Tian's original defense. It's awesome, with this ancient well vision, it will be even harder for others to hurt me. Maybe this ancient well vision can also resist the attack of the heavenly venerate. Yi Tian laughed. P.S. A new book recommended by a friend. Prehistoric God level choice. I lost Lao Su at the beginning. Chapter 748 Miserable Aurora. Of course, it was Yi Tian's guess that Gujing's vision was able to resist the attack of Tianzun, and he couldn't test it in front of him, unless he found a source beast at the level of a source emperor. But he didn't want to seek death. In the source world, his strength was weakened a lot. In his heyday, he could only barely save his life under a weaker Tianzun level powerhouse. If he really met a source emperor, he could do it. Trouble. Back then, the reason why the 4 great origin emperors did not pursue him was entirely because of the celestial pole fruit and the celestial pole tree. Otherwise, he might not be able to escape. Having seen the attack of the emperor's level, he didn't want to make trouble for himself. Time to go. Yi Tian's figure flashed and left the underground space. The canyon that lost the Well of Origin can be said to have completely lost its value. Somewhere in the origin world, the embarrassed look on Jiguang's face still has a big hole in his body. Although the blood is no longer flowing, it looks a little seepage. At this time, his face was as pale as paper, and his breath became extremely weak. Damn, the origin beasts of the origin world are too powerful. Jiguang trembled in his heart. In the beginning, he encountered some weak origin beasts in the origin realm, and they could only attack physically without special means. He also looked down on the origin beasts in the origin realm. 107 After all, in his opinion, the origin beast, which can only recklessly come and go, has no deterrent power at all. After all, even if it is a Tianzun, if there is no endless divine power, there will be no secret techniques and real skills, and there will be no all kinds of magical powers. Without the realm of the great Tao, he is just a weak chicken, not as strong as him. But he never imagined that the source beasts of the source realm would have such terrifying existences that only relying on their physical bodies and talent for strength could rival the Lord and even the heavenly venerate. And he encountered a top-notch Yuan Emperor not long ago. Although he was not as good as Yuan Emperor, he still hit him hard with one move. If he hadn't escaped with the secret treasure, he might have perished there. But the origin beast didn't seem to be ready to give it up at all, and chased after it all the way. Original world has suppressed me too much. If I can exert all of my strength, it will not be impossible to compete with this origin emperor. The power of those secret treasures in the source world has also dropped greatly. There is no way for me to escape too far, otherwise I will definitely able to escape. Aurora thought. He wanted to ask for help, but when he thought that everyone was far apart, even if he asked for help, the other party would not be able to come over. Besides, what's the use of rushing over here? After losing the puppet of that day, their combined combat power is not strong, and they are suppressed by the source world, and the sons of the era can't beat a top source emperor together. I wonder if the Lord of the Laws can compete with this top origin sovereign. Aurora Dark Road. In his opinion, the Lord of all Dharma was suppressed in the source realm, and even if he couldn't beat the origin emperor, he could remain immortal. After all, the original Lord of all Dharma was attacked by Tianzun and did not die. The only unfortunate thing is that he does not have the contact information of Yi Tian, the Lord of 10,000 Laws. After all, they were enemies before, so how could they have any contact? Boom! A terrifying breath came from a distance. Aurora sensed this breath, and his expression changed drastically. Without guessing, he knew it was the terrifying Emperor Yuan who was chasing after him. Endless killing intent followed by a colorful divine bull chasing after it. The void seemed to have nothing in its eyes. The speed was too fast, much faster than the teleportation of the universe god. This is a means of breaking the shackles of time and space just by relying on the flesh, otherwise the colorful divine bull would not be able to catch up with the Aurora without the great supernatural powers such as speed. After all, the Aurora Society is a great supernatural power of the light system, and the speed is so fast. But now, he is not as good as the colorful divine ox. Because of this, Aurora couldn't get rid of this colorful divine bull, and could only use desperate means to escape again and again. But now, he is seriously injured, and he has no time to heal, and the speed is getting slower and slower. If it goes on like this, he can't escape. Would you like to give up that? Aurora thought so, but he quickly showed a firm look. The value of that thing is even comparable to a Xeon Supreme treasure, and it must not be given up. Jiguang felt that he had no chance to escape. As long as the seven-colored divine ox was negligent, he would have the hope of escaping and then hiding. At that time, the seven-colored divine ox had no special means and would never be able to find him. Boom boom boom. The earth was smashed everywhere, and the colorful divine bull shattered countless spaces and the earth with its powerful strength, vowing to kill the Aurora. After a while, Jiguang suddenly sensed a breath. Lord of God, save me, I am willing to pay with a top treasure. Aurora sound transmission. Far away, Yi Tian rushed over because he sensed the aura of a origin sovereign, and was about to test the defensive power of his ancient well vision, but heard Jiguang's request for help. Could it be that the Emperor Yuan is chasing Aurora? What a coincidence. Yi Tian said with a smile. He has nothing to do with Aurora, and when he saved him and the sons of other eras, it was because everyone was a united front, and it was to deal with destroying creatures, so they came to the rescue. But now, everyone is in the source world, not a united front. You can save, naturally you cannot save. But Jiguang is willing to give a top treasure as a reward, and he does not dislike such a good thing. Besides, he is still lacking top treasures. Go and have a look. Yi Tian teleported a few times before rushing over. Well, the top source emperor. Yi Tian sees the divine ox, and the tragic state of the light is similar to the light. He knows the background of Aurora, and there are many life-saving things, and the colorful divine ox does not have many means of chasing, but he has been chasing Aurora without giving up, which shows how unlucky Aurora is. Lord of the laws, please save me. Jiguang saw Yi Tian, and at the same time he was relieved. He also flew over quickly. Yes, but the top treasure you promised must be promised to me. Yi Tian said, I'll give it to you for sure. Jiguang quickly assured. Yi Tian also knew that a son of the era like Aurora, plus a bunch of terrifying supreme beings behind him, would definitely not default on his debts, so he took action to intercept some colorful divine cows. Boom! Yi Tian fought against the seven-colored divine ox, and the result was that Yi Tian was blasted out, but he was not injured. Seeing that Yi Tian really blocked the seven-colored divine ox and did not suffer any injuries, Jiguang was overjoyed. What a powerful force, worthy of being the top source emperor. Yi Tian was surprised. He originally wanted to wait for the colorful divine ox to continue attacking, but he did not expect that the colorful divine ox ignored him and rushed towards the Aurora, his eyes full of anger and killing intent. Immediately, Yi Tian stopped the colorful divine ox again. But the seven-colored divine ox seemed to only stare at the Aurora, not looking at Yi Tian at all. Even if Yi Tian attacked it like this, it only knocked Yi Tian into the air, but did not continue to attack Yi Tian. Aurora, you go first. Yi Tian said, thank you. 1. The Aurora flew away in a flash, without stopping at all. Seeing Aurora leave, Yi Tian opened his ancient well vision, and the rich chaotic rules rippled out. Swish! Yi Tian used the ancient well vision to resist the bombardment of the seven-colored divine ox. This time Yi Tian was not knocked into the air, but the seven-colored divine ox was knocked flying, and the ancient well vision was not broken at all. It's a strong defense, and it also has the effect of anti-shock. Ha ha ha, the fragments of the Well of Origin are integrated into the ancient well vision, and it really makes the ancient well vision completely transformed. It should be renamed. What is it called? Yi Tian thought. Soon, came up with a big name. Chaos Origin God Well, Chapter 749 The Nine-Colored Divine Cow Cub. Although Yi Tian didn't know the real situation of the ancient well vision, the chaotic origin divine well formed after the ancient well avenue vision merged with the fragments of the original well is indeed very powerful, and it is also his strongest defense method at present. However, he doesn't know whether this defensive method can be improved or cultivated. If he can continue to improve, it will definitely be one of his strongest methods in the future. If he can't improve, a short period of time is enough to become one of his helpers. In short, this time is a big profit. Unfortunately, I still can't kill this top source emperor. Yi Tian secretly said, this colorful divine cow, Yuanwang, is not only powerful, but also very terrifying in physical defense. It is almost the pinnacle of Yuanwang's realm. If it is purely physical strength, the physical bodies of the supremes of the 12th Cosmos era are not as good as this, the first top Yuanwang what? If Yi Tian wants to kill this origin emperor, unless there is still some hope in the outside world, but under the circumstance that the origin realm is suppressed, his attack power can't break through this top origin emperor's defense at all. It can even be said that even if this 7-colored divine bull stood there and let him attack it for a year, he could not kill it. It's almost there. Aurora has escaped far away. This colorful divine cow has no means of chasing it, so it should be impossible to catch up. Yi Tian thought to himself. So, he kept teleporting away. After the colorful divine bull could not sense the existence of the aurora, it attacked wildly in the vicinity, destroying the land in this area, and causing many origin beasts to be brutally murdered. And all this has nothing to do with Yi Tian, he also fled away. The other side, the aurora flew for a long time before it stopped. Finally got rid of the colorful divine cow. Ji Guang murmured. He felt that he was lucky enough to meet Yi Tian, otherwise he would really not be able to get rid of the colorful divine ox. I don't know what happened to the Lord of 10,000 Laws. With his strength, it shouldn't matter, right? Ji Guang secretly said. Not long after, a figure appeared in his sight. It was Yi Tian. Aurora sees that Yi Tian can catch up. It is not uncommon at all. After all, Yi Tian is proficient in time and space and soul, and he is in a hurry to fly along the way, and has not cleared the traces, so Yi Tian can catch up, but once the colorful sacred cow with a single method, if you lose it, it will be difficult to catch up. Seeing Yi Tian flying over, Aurora took out a picture from the small universe. Lord of God, this is the reward. Aurora handed this picture over. Yi Tian took it over, observed it carefully, and found that this was a top-level treasure in the space category. This is the top treasure, the floating map, which contains the 13 worlds of the floating sky, which has the effect of suppressing the seal, and the 13 worlds of the floating sky can speed up the time by 100 times, and can also be used to cultivate some medicinal herbs and spiritual plants, etc. In addition, the floating map can increase the space power of space practitioners, and can increase the space attack a lot. It is a rare top treasure. Aurora introduced. It stands to reason that he does not want to give up such a top treasure. However, he promised Yi Tian a top-level treasure as a reward to save his life, so naturally he would not regret it. In fact, given his status, he naturally has more than one top treasure on his body, but the one that has the least effect on him is precisely this precious space category top treasure. Because he is walking on the Avenue of Light, a top treasure such as the Avenue of Light, he will definitely not give up, so he can only give up this top treasure of space. Looking at the top-level space class treasure in his hand, the floating map, Yi Tian showed a satisfied look. Thank you, God Lord of all laws, since the reward has been given, let's leave it alone. Aurora clasped fists. With that said, he was about to leave. At this time, Yi Tian hurriedly stopped him. Aurora, wait. Lord of God, is there something else going on? Aurora asked. Aurora, why is that colorful divine cow chasing you? I kept blocking it, and even attacking it. It doesn't care, it just wants to attack you. Can you give me an explanation? Yi Tian asked. Swish. Ji Guang's face changed, and his eyes changed several times. But he responded quickly, and immediately explained. It was forcibly interrupted by me when it was being promoted, so I was very angry, and I wished it couldn't kill me. Really? Yi Tian sneered. Aurora, your soul aura fluctuates a lot. Obviously what you just said is not true. Originally based on your state of mind and cultivation, it is not so. Presumably there is something involved. Keep it secret. Don't worry, I won't take any chance from you. I'm just curious. If you really want to take your chance, you're dead now. I naturally believe in the Lord of the Laws. If the Lord of the Laws really wants to kill me, I can't live now. Aurora nodded. Speak, Yi Tian said lightly. Jiguang didn't dare to hide it anymore. He knew that if he made up another reason, if he was seen through by Yi Tian again, he would have offended Yi Tian. Maybe Yi Tian, who didn't want to do it, would do it to him. For flowers. Immediately, he gritted his teeth and took out a certain gray bead from the small universe in his body. This small bead is an ordinary treasure of the forbidden category. Except for the strong shielding breath, there is nothing special about it. Swish. Aurora printed the seal, projecting the scene inside the forbidden orb. I saw a calf emitting a 9-colored light asleep in the forbidden space. Original beast cub. Yi Tian's pupils were chased and killed by Yi Xiangkai, because he stole someone's child, and must not arouse someone's pursuit. Aurora, why did you steal the cub of the colorful divine cow? Yi Tian was a little curious. Aurora looked at Yi Tian and said with a smile, the Lord of the Laws does not understand the origin realm a little. The origin realm is very special. The origin beast here really cannot leave the origin realm, but there is a situation where the origin beast can be powerful, then it is to contract with the cub and bring out the origin realm in the name of a pet. If it is an ordinary cub, it is really worthless, because the original beast is only talented in the flesh, and it will be very difficult to cultivate other ways, although the cub, if you cultivate it well, you can also cultivate other ways, and even hope to understand the foundation of the Tao. But most of the cubs are of little value. After all, for the children of the era like us, it is certain to become the supreme, but it is impossible to have the supreme. The cubs of combat power have no value. The 7-colored divine ox is placed in the outside world, that is, it dominates the ultimate combat power. Yuan Emperor cub, once he pays some price to cultivate it into a Yuan Emperor, and then cultivate other ways, it is enough to have the top supreme combat power, or even higher combat power. Point 0. I see. Yi Tian suddenly realized. In this way, the value of this 9-colored divine cow cub is different, it is equivalent to a supreme one in the future. The value of the supreme level pet is comparable to that of the top Xeon treasure, and it is even more cherished. However, if you want to cultivate such a pet of war, the price to pay must be very high. Don't worry, I'm not greedy for your pet, but I want to ask you something. Yi Tian said. Aurora breathed a sigh of relief. If Yi Tian asked for it, although he was reluctant, he couldn't resist. Now that Yi Tian doesn't want the 7-colored divine cow cub, this is undoubtedly the best result. Lord of the Dharma, please, if I know, I will definitely let me know. Aurora guarantees the way. Chapter 750 Exploration of the Supremes. Chapter 750 Exploration of the Supremes. I want to know if the shattered fragments of the Well of Origin will be integrated into the vision of the Great Tao. Yi Tian asked very seriously. What, the fragment of the Well of Origin? Aurora's pupils shrank sharply, and said, Master of the Laws, how strong is the Well of Origin, how can it be broken? Even the Supreme Lord of Primordial Ancient can't break a Well of Origin. The Well of Origin contains the power of the origin of the universe, which can offset 99% of regular attacks and pure energy attacks. Most of our cultivators' attacks rely on rules, and even the power of innate talent is closely related to the rules. And the soul ability has no effect at all. The way to cause damage to the Well of Origin, unless it is a pure power attack, can cause a certain amount of damage to the Well of Origin. Unfortunately, to reach the level of breaking the 120 Well of Origin, I am afraid that there is a top-level supreme with a 7th-order life level, and cultivate the physical body to the top level before you can destroy the Well of Origin. Yi Tian's pupils shrank, and only then did he know how difficult it was to destroy the Well of Origin. He thought that even the Supremes could destroy the Well of Origin. After all, he was only at the peak of the universe god, so he destroyed a damaged Well of Origin. It seems that it was because the Well of Origin was broken and could not counteract the attack, and my attack power itself was not weak. I kept attacking until I finally shattered the Well of Origin. According to Aurora's introduction, the Well of Origin can't even be destroyed by the Primordial Master, but the origin of this world should be able to be smashed with pure physical strength. Perhaps it was the 2 origin ancestors who fought near the Well of Origin, which caused the damage to the Well of Origin has made me cheaper. This is Yi Tian's guess, but he feels that this guess should be very reasonable. Aurora, I just want to know if the Well of Origin is broken, whether the fragments of the Well of Origin can be integrated into the vision of the Great Tao. Yi Tian said again. This, quote, Jigwang recalled the knowledge about the Well of Origin, and then shook his head and said, My Lord of the Laws, I really don't know this, but I do know one thing, that is, the Well of Origin itself should also be regarded as a kind of special treasure. If the Well of Origin is broken, those fragments should be considered treasure fragments. The treasure fragments must not be able to be integrated into the vision of the Great Tao. I wonder why the Lord of the Laws asks this. Nothing, Just curious. Yi Tian smiled and said. Aurora is no longer asking. He guessed that Yi Tian might have some secrets, but it is not easy to get to the bottom of it. After all, he is not Yi Tian's opponent. What if he escaped and uncovered some amazing secrets, causing Yi Tian to kill him? Then, Jiguang said goodbye. Looking at the distant Aurora, Yi Tian murmured, "It seems that this Aurora is very afraid of me." 1 inch. He knew why Aurora was afraid. One was the 9-colored divine bull cub, the other was that the two sides were still enemies, and the third was the difference in strength. If it were the cub of the original ancestor, I might still be moved, but it's just the cub of the 9-colored divine cow, but I don't care about it. It's a pity that Jiguang doesn't know why the fragments of the Well of Origin are integrated into the Great Difference. In the elephant, after returning to ask Kunwu Supreme and the others, I wonder if they are clear. However, Yi Tian is also very clear that Kunwu Supreme and the others have very limited knowledge, so they don't necessarily know this secret. Suddenly, Yi Tian thought of the Origin Beast Cub again. I have to say that the Origin Beast Cub is indeed a big help. If I can get a Origin Ancestor Cub, it will definitely be of great help to the human race. In the future, even if I am not in the human race, and there is a Origin Ancestor sitting in the human race, other big clans will definitely not dare to provoke the human race. Yi Tian said. He knew very well that he would have to leave the Terran often in the future to find opportunities, and the Supremes of the Terran were really few and very weak. There was really no hope for the Terran to rise in a short period of time, so he could only rely on external forces. The second deity and the third deity are indeed very good, but the combat power is limited, and they cannot reach the level of the ancient master at all. This is also the limitation of the deity's talent. Therefore, he really wanted to get the Origin Ancestor Cub, preferably a very powerful Origin Ancestor Cub. But he is also very clear that such a Origin Ancestor Cub is very difficult to obtain. Even if he knows where there is a Origin Ancestor Cub, it is equivalent to competing against a Origin Ancestor. Jiguang stole the cub of a top-level Source Emperor, and he was hunted down like this. If he stole the cub of Yuanzhu, he probably wouldn't be able to escape. He does not think that his Death Flower Sea can compete with a Yuanzhu, nor does he believe that his Chaotic Origin Divine Well can block Yuanzhu's attack. Therefore, it all depends on luck. Let's go, then pay attention to the information about Yuanzhu's cub. If you can find it, try it, and if you can't find it, forget it. Swish. Yi Tian also left this area. The main space of the universe. Now, after the Supremes of the 12th Cosmos era and the Supremes of 10,000 races have joined forces to repel the destroyed creatures, they have cleaned up the Heavenly Venerate level destroying creatures in the Dominion level battlefield and the Cosmic God battlefield. And somewhere on the Dominion level battlefield, the figures of 7 or 8 Supreme beings appeared here. Among them, the strongest Supreme is the Golden Light Supreme. As for the Primordial Master and other Supremes, they are still in the abyss of destruction. After all, once too many Supremes leave, the King of Destruction may rush out again, which will be troublesome. Golden Light Supreme and others appeared here, not for others, but to find the sons of the era such as Aurora. That's it, the aura of 5.8 Aurora and other era sons disappeared from here, and they didn't die, they obviously entered a certain dimension world. Moreover, I forcibly urged time and space just now, and also confirmed era sun and others. I entered the dimension world. However, there are too many dimension worlds. Without knowing the coordinates, we need to explore layer by layer. This requires time and strength. Please help me break through the void here and pursue their breath, and explore layer by layer. Golden Light Supreme Road. Don't worry, Golden Light Supreme, we will definitely complete the task. Several other Supremes nodded in response. Immediately, Jin Guang Supreme and other people motivated the power of the Supreme, broke through the void, and explored the dimensional world layer by layer. Chapter 751 Two Ancestors. With the strength of Jin Guang Supreme and others, it didn't take long to detect the aura of the source world. That's the origin world. Jin Guang Supreme's pupils shrank, and while he was shocked, he was also full of excitement. That is the legendary origin realm. In the 12th universe era, he ruled the entire universe with a few words, but he did not find the origin realm, but only heard of the origin realm. Because in the 12th universe era, the origin of the universe is far stronger than it is now, so the origin world is more difficult to find. Even if he mobilizes many strong people, he can't find the origin world. Moreover, the origin world is located at a special latitude, and it cannot be found by breaking the space layer by layer. It is necessary to find a specific node, and when the node is at the layer by layer, the spatial latitude can be broken, and then an entrance can be found. In the entire source world, there are not many such entrances. How big is the universe? There are only a few nodes. How to find it? Unless consciousness can penetrate the entire universe and cover the entire space of the universe, it is easy to find the source world. But if you want to have such a means, the detached person will not be able to do so, unless it is far beyond the realm of the detached person. But is that possible? Therefore, if you want to find the source world, you can only rely on 29 luck, and there is no other way. Of course, once the node of the source world is found, it is simple to open the entrance of the source world. It can be said that mastering an entrance to the source realm is equivalent to mastering the method of entering the source realm. However, this is only a temporary entrance. The origin of the universe has its own rules. It is impossible for him to allow too many people to enter the origin world, and he does not allow too strong people to enter the origin world. Once a supreme level powerhouse enters the origin world, the node will be transferred instantly. Maybe a supreme being can be trapped in the source realm. Moreover, even if only weaker people are allowed to enter the source realm, once it exceeds 10,000 years, this node in the source realm will also be transferred. Fortunately, the sons of the era such as Aurora enter it. The time is not long, there is still a long time. The Golden Light Supreme murmured. At this time, another Supreme said, Supreme Golden Light, how precious is the origin realm. There are rumors that there is still origin well water in it, even if we dare not enter. But if we send more cosmic gods to enter, if we find the origin well, you can get some source well water. As long as we allow heavy profits, we may also be able to trade the source well water. Okay, let the remaining sons of the epic of the 12 cosmos era and his highnesses enter the source realm, and let them bring out the source well water at all costs. Moreover, the source realm is not only the source well, there are many others. Rare materials and treasures. This is also a big opportunity for us. The Golden Light Supreme said excitedly. Immediately, he sent a message to the Lord of Primordial Ancient. And soon, the first God Master of the 10,000 clans and others also knew about this, because they couldn't hide it. Under the current war situation, how to conceal the actions of Jin Guang Supreme and others. And the two sides need to work together to stop the destruction of the creatures, so the 10,000 clans also asked to send some universe gods into the source world. The supremes such as the Lord of Primordial Ancient did not dare to turn against the supremes of the 10,000 races, so they could only agree. Not long after that, batches of top cosmos god geniuses were sent to the origin realm, but those who could enter the origin realm were all true geniuses, and some of the weaker cosmic clans did not have the quota to enter the origin realm. But even so, there are nearly 1,000 cosmic gods who have broken into the origin realm. And all this, Yi Tian doesn't know. Even if he knows, he doesn't care. Source realm. Yi Tian was flying randomly without a clear purpose. This day, he came to a river. This river looks very ordinary, but the vitality here far exceeds other areas, and this vitality is a special vitality that can nourish the flesh. If you practice the Chaos Golden Desolate art here, it will definitely speed up a lot. Yi Tian secretly said. After sweeping away the talent for copying, he found that there were many water-type origin beasts hidden in the river, and there were many origin beast auras that he was afraid of. This river is very large, and there must be a source beast of the Source Emperor level hidden in it. Yi Tian's current strength is not the opponent of Emperor Yuan, so he honestly descends, hides his breath, and does not dare to be so arrogant. Since he didn't know where to go, Yi Tian looked for a better place in a certain section of the river, and built a temporary underground cave along the river, where he prepared to practice for a while. Time passes slowly. Boom! A violent vibration of vitality sounded. This is. Yi Tian opened his eyes, finished his cultivation, and his consciousness looked into the distance. He felt that there was a powerful aura coming from there, shaking this region of millions of miles of vitality. Battle. Not like. Treasure. A little bit possible. Out of curiosity, Yi Tian sneaked over. Soon, he came to the place that caused the shaking of the territory of hundreds of millions of miles. Quote. Yi Tian's expression changed. He saw a black buckeye grass, said it was grass, but its height was at least 1,000 feet. This black horse chestnut grass exudes a strange aroma, causing the greed of the infinite origin beast to rush up one by one. And around the 7-leaf black grass, stood 2 terrifying primordial beasts. One of them is a fox-like origin beast, and the other is a humanoid origin beast, which looks a bit like a bear and a bit like an ape. The 2 origin beasts were standing in the void, staring at the 7-leaf black grass, but did not fight. But once the other origin beasts approached the 7-leaf black grass, the 2 origin beasts waved their hands and killed them. Boom! The fox origin beast shot, and the tail swept across. All the origin beasts in that area were killed, not one remained, and one of the top origin sovereigns was also annihilated by a single blow. Hiss! Yi Tian gasped. Where is this battle? It is clearly a massacre. Moreover, he roughly guessed the identities of these two origin beasts. Original ancestor, Yi Tian secretly said in his heart. Yuanzhu, but a powerhouse that is comparable to the supreme being in the outside world, and he is a terrifying existence that only relies on his physical body and talent to achieve supreme combat power. In Yi Tian's eyes, a origin ancestor is more terrifying than a supreme being. If it weren't for the restriction of the origin beast, a origin ancestor might be able to escape. Chapter 752 The Ancestors Fight. The two ancestors are not currently fighting, they are just facing each other. But Yi Tian knew very well that the two ancestors were not friends, but enemies, because the auras of both sides locked each other and even distorted the void. And they did not allow other origin beasts to approach, and all the origin beasts that approached were killed by them one after another. Those origin beasts are too stupid, the two origin ancestors are there, they are going to die. Yi Tian muttered, but he also knew the reason, it must be the attraction of the black buckeye grass. If it is normal, no matter how stupid the origin beast is, it will not offend origin ancestor, and will definitely run away in fear. Greed overwhelms wisdom, utter madness. It is precisely because of this that these weak origin beasts dare to offend the two origin beasts. What the hell is the black seven-leaf word that actually attracted to Yuanzhu? The treasure that can make Yuanzhu wait here is absolutely extraordinary. Yi Tian thought to himself. It's a pity that he doesn't know this horse chestnut black grass. I'm far away, and the energy of the two ancestors is all on each other, and they don't pay too much attention to observing the surroundings. In addition, the source beasts are not very good at soul, and I have used a lot of concealment techniques and invisibility talents. As long as I don't move, even Yuanzhu may not be able to easily see through my whereabouts. Yi Tian estimated that the chance of him being discovered is very small. Therefore, he did not leave, but waited. Time passed, and the origin beasts in this area died one after another, almost turning this place into a origin beast graveyard. Countless origin beasts died, and the necromantic energy began to grow at an incredible rate. Suddenly, Yi Tian sensed that the two origin ancestors had moved, and although they had not yet fought against each other, the blood energy in his body emerged, mighty and mighty, affecting hundreds of millions of miles around. So strong. Yi Tian's expression changed slightly. Yuan ancestors' qi and blood power was many times stronger than his. What kind of fleshly body could possess such qi and blood power? At this moment, the two Yuan Zuns spoke. Although they are not speaking the universal language of the universe, the words spoken by such beings respond to the heaven and earth, and contain the rules of heaven and earth, so the Almighty can understand its meaning, and Yi Tian can naturally understand it. Zumo, are you really going to snatch this seven-leaf ancestral blood grass with me? One of the ancestors said coldly. Yao Luo, what a rare treasure is the seven-leaf ancestral blood grass, and it is still a near-mature seven-leaf ancestral blood grass. Now it has absorbed the blood of these countless origin beasts, and it is about to mature. You told me to give up, why? Jumo replied coldly. This place belongs to my territory, and the seven-leaf ancestral blood grass should belong to me. Luo roared. Ha ha ha, it's ridiculous, the things in your territory belong to you. I also said that the entire source world is my territory. Does that mean that the entire source world belongs to me? Zumo is not afraid of the brand, after all, they are all ancestors, and their strengths are similar. If Yao Luo was the top ancestral ancestor, he would leave immediately without saying a word, but his strength is similar to it, and now he has discovered this seven-leaf ancestral blood grass. Once he obtained this seven-leaf ancestral blood grass, then its strength can go further. Therefore, it is impossible to give up this seven-leaf ancestral blood grass. Far away, Yi Tian listened to the words of the two origin ancestors and said secretly, it turns out that this grass is called seven-leaf ancestral blood grass, and it is actually absorbing the blood of these countless origin beasts, accelerating its maturity in a faster way. He didn't pay attention to the seven-leaf ancestor blood grass before, and only paid attention to the two ancestors, so he didn't know the situation. So, the seven-leaf ancestral blood grass is about to mature, can I capture it? Yi Tian asked himself. Of course, no matter what, he will not give up. Once he has a chance to seize it, he will definitely make a move. Boom! The two ancestors fought, and they seemed to be afraid of destroying the seven-leaf ancestral blood grass. The two ancestors fought in the depths of the void, leaving only some power to bless the land and prevent other source beasts from approaching the seven-leaf ancestral blood grass. Obviously, the purpose of the two ancestors is the seven-leaf ancestral blood grass. No matter who wins or loses, they must pick the seven-leaf ancestral blood grass. If the seven-leaf ancestral blood grass is destroyed, the meaning of their fight will be lost. Still need to wait. Yi Tian knew very well that even if the two ancestors were fighting in the void, the remaining power could still inflict heavy damage and even kill him in an instant. Boom! A source emperor came. It saw the seven-leaf ancestral blood grass, its eyes began to go crazy, and rushed over at the fastest speed, but before it rushed to the seven-leaf ancestral blood grass, an ancestor's power blasted come to kill. With just one blow, the body of this Emperor Yuan began to collapse, turned into countless pieces, and fell to his death. Sure enough, although this Emperor Yuan is only a weak Emperor Yuan, he is also stronger than me, but he died unexpectedly. Yi Tian secretly said. However, he still has some advantages over this Emperor Yuan, such as defense. With the ancient well of the origin of chaos, his defense should be relatively strong, and he also has super god level space-time talent, which is something this origin realm origin beast cannot get it possess. In the origin realm, except for the superior strength talent, other talents are relatively common, and the time and space talent origin beasts are estimated to be extremely rare, not to mention the super god level time and space talent benevolence. Therefore, this is one of Yi Tian's advantages. Wait until the two origin ancestors fight to the white-hot stage, and then wait for the Kie ancestral blood grass to fully mature, then that will be my chance to take action. Yi Tian is very clear that he only has one chance to make a shot, and if he fails, he must escape. Although his realm is low and his strength is weak, his ability to escape is not comparable to other origin beasts. If the two supreme beings from the outside world were fighting here, he would never dare to make up his mind, but the ability of the origin beast to chase and kill is really too ordinary, and if he doesn't know the avenue, he relies on brute force. Get on him. Chapter 753 7th Order Life Level. Boom! The battle in the void became more and more intense, and the seven-leaf ancestral blood grass finally ushered in its maturity. I saw the seven-leaf ancestral blood grass suddenly released a circle of light circles, and there was a trace of golden light mixed in the light circle. These visions made Yi Tian think that the seven-leaf ancestral blood grass was completely mature. And the next scene also proved Yi Tian's idea. Shish! Several Yuan emperors rushed over from a distance and pointed directly at the Kie ancestral blood grass. Moreover, these Yuan emperors were not weak Yuan emperors, but relatively powerful Yuan emperors. They seemed to have some wisdom, so they caught this opportunity, when the seven-leaf ancestral blood grass has just matured. Court death. Looking for death. 1. The two Yuan ancestors in the void were furious, and the sharp arrows turned into blood and energy shot at the Yuan emperors, as if they were about to kill the Yuan emperors. Good chance. Yi Tian was overjoyed, and immediately teleported over. He is not very far from the seven-leaf ancestral blood grass, and he has super god level space-time talent, how fast he travels through space, and these origin emperors are not as good as him at short distances. Therefore, in an instant, Yi Tian came to the seven-leaf ancestral blood grass. The main energy of the two Yuan emperors was the battle, and part of the energy was placed on the body of the Yuan emperors, so Yi Tian 120 was not noticed at all. In addition, Yi Tian's shuttle was too fast, beyond their expectations. After all, in the long years of the Source Realm, they have never seen such a super god-level space talent, so they miscalculated. Click. Yi Tian pulled out the seven-leaf ancestral blood grass. Even if there was some damage to the seven-leaf ancestral blood grass, he couldn't care about it. He didn't have much time, and he had to escape as soon as possible, otherwise he would definitely die. After all, he robbed the Kie ancestral blood grass from the two ancestors, and this was no joke. Ants. The two ancestors sensed Yi Tian, and saw that Yi Tian was about to pull out the seven-leaf ancestral blood grass. They were extremely angry, but because they were afraid of destroying the seven-leaf ancestral blood grass, they did not attack Yi Tian with all their strength, and only played two comparable sources. The Emperor's all-out attack. And Yi Tian instantly activated all kinds of defense methods, as well as the ancient well of primordial chaos. Boom! The attack of the two ancestors landed on the ancient well of the source of chaos, and the ancient well of the source of chaos trembled a few times in an instant, but it didn't break it, just sent Yi Tian flying out. What? Not dead? Impossible! How could a Source King level alien in the district CJFI not die? The two ancestors are unbelievable. Although they don't know Yi Tian's origin, but their breath is only equivalent to the limit of the Source King, but the method is a little weird, but it can't block the attack that they can easily use that is comparable to the Source Emperor's full strength. And taking advantage of the moment when the two ancestors were stunned, Yi Tian displayed his rare talent for splitting. Swish, one after another, the clones split apart, and they kept running away from the surroundings. Once the splitting talent is used, Yi Tian's strength will be reduced indefinitely. Although this is a very tasteless talent, this moment is an excellent talent to help Yi Tian escape. Because his strength is undoubtedly an ant in front of the two ancestors, it doesn't matter how weak his strength is. And suddenly split into so many clones, escaping through the space in all directions, enough to disperse the attack power of the two ancestors. If it is the supreme being of the main space of the universe, pay attention to freezing time and space, and even chase and kill each space with a single thought. It is impossible for Yi Tian to escape, but the ancestor of the source world cannot do this step. This is also the reason why Yi Tian dares to shoot. In the blink of an eye, Yi Tian's deity and the clones fled one by one. The two ancestors were extremely angry, and they chased and killed them separately, annihilating each of the clones. After half an hour, somewhere in the source realm, a figure emerged from the space, and immediately drilled into the depths of the earth, and then concealed its breath. This figure is Yi Tian. It's very dangerous. I underestimated the ancestors a bit, and I almost couldn't escape. There are so many clones, but they were annihilated by these two ancestors. Fortunately, some clones were used to lead the two ancestors away, otherwise once the main body died, that's really dead. Yi Tian said happily. However, after being annihilated 98% of his clones, he was seriously injured. After all, it was his own power that was split, not just divine power. If the divine power was consumed, it would be easy to recover, but now such a loss is equivalent to the physical body being destroyed. 98% were annihilated. If Yi Tian didn't use the damage caused by the splitting talent, or he was annihilated by 90% of his body, he would be seriously injured and dying. Next, restore your body first. Yi Tian muttered. Immediately, he turned on time acceleration and slowly recovered his body. 1 year later, Yi Tian left the border. He used time to speed up, and he had already completely recovered his body. Of course, he also spent a lot of rare treasures. 7-leaf ancestral blood grass, it's time to study it. This is a treasure I desperately obtained. I hope it will be of great use to me. 1. Yi Tian carefully took out the 7-leaf ancestral blood grass, and arranged various formations around to isolate the breath. Next, Yi Tian studied Aesculus sagebrush and tested the effect of Aesculus sagebrush. A few days later, Yi Tian almost understood the effect of the 7-leaf ancestral blood grass. To put it simply, Kie ancestral blood grass can improve the level of life. The two ancestors should be at the 6th order peak life level. They have to snatch the 7-leaf ancestral blood grass. Obviously, the 7-leaf ancestral blood grass is of great use to the 6th order peak life, and it may help them break the life limit. And it is also a 6th order life. Maybe I can use the 7-leaf ancestral blood grass to advance my life level to the 7th order. 1. Yi Tian said excitedly. 7th order life. That's what Lien Yuanyi stepped into, and his primal chaos secret art. Once he reaches the 7th order life level, his real body realm will be comparable to the 7th order qualification or even the 8th order life. Thinking of this, Yi Tian was very excited. So, he swallowed the Kie ancestral blood grass in one gulp and ran the 6th layer cultivation method of Tianyuan Junfa. Tianyuan Junfa has flaws in the 7th layer exercise, so he naturally won't practice it, but the 6th level exercise is intact, which can completely help him quickly absorb the energy of the 7-leaf ancestral blood grass. And this time, he used the power of Kie ancestral blood grass to forcibly break the limit of life level, not using the cultivation technique to break through, so he did not care about the level of the cultivation technique. Boom! Yi Tian's vitality is increasing at an incredible speed, and billions of trillions of cells are also evolving towards a new level. It really works. Yi Tian was overjoyed. According to this progress, he may really be able to break through the limitations of the life level and enter the 7th order life level in the universe God realm. Chapter 754 Breakthrough. You must know that in the universe, except for the origin realm, the universe gods are basically pseudo-4th order beings, and the sons of those epochs in the 12th universe are mostly 5th order beings, and he is about to become 7th order beings. It can be said that he will be the only practitioner in this universe who has entered the 7th order life level. Original world really contains great opportunities, not only the well of origin, but also the treasures such as the 7-leaf ancestral blood grass. It is really lucky to be able to enter here. Yi Tian muttered. Immediately, he ran a brand new operation of Tianyuan Junfa to refine Kie ancestral blood grass, and took out a bunch of treasures that could enhance the physical strength and swallowed them one by one. This day 10 years later, Yi Tian's body finally ushered in a real big transformation. An aura belonging to the 7th order life emanated from Yi Tian's body, and his power was also soaring at an incredible level. After a long time, Yi Tian opened his eyes. 7th order life, I have finally reached. Yi Tian smiled. At this moment, his physical strength is much stronger than before. If he was able to match the average top Source Emperor in the Source realm before, it is now enough to crush any Source Emperor, and he can even compete with weaker Source Emperors. Fight 1 or 2. However, he was only fighting 1 or 2 times. If he really fought, he was still not the opponent of Emperor Yuan. He could only fight 1 or 2 times and escape. Before, he could only use the Sea of Death flowers and the ancient well of primal chaos to be in the hands of Emperor Yuan. Escaped for life. It can be said that Yi Tian is a huge improvement now. And this time he has broken through to the 7th order life. Not only the physical strength has skyrocketed, but also has an additional ability, a special ability that belongs to the 7th order life. The Eye of Life. Yi Tian activated this special ability, and a strange blue light appeared in his eyes, which turned them into the pupils of life. Life Tiantong has no attack or defense ability, it is only an auxiliary ability, but it is very defying, because this ability can sense the life breath in a territory, as long as it is life, and it is not higher than the 7th order life, it cannot escape Life Tiantong's exploration, and the scope of this exploration is too wide, it is definitely a sky-defying ability of the exploration class. With the heavenly Eye of Life, the Supreme Being is not as good as me in terms of exploration. Yi Tian said excitedly. Immediately, he used the life pupil to begin to explore the life of the source world. Boom! The life of a territory of the source world has appeared in Yi Tian's life pupil, and countless life breaths are presented in the empty picture in front of him. He can even judge the life level of the other party based on these life breaths. There are a lot of 4th and 5th order lives, and there are also a lot of 6th order lives. I didn't find it in the 7th order. Life Tiantong can only sense life below the 7th order life. This is also a good thing, otherwise other 7th order life may also be able to sense my exist. Yi Tian muttered. He kept checking the life level of these origin beasts, and he didn't feel bored at all, and half a day passed in a blink of an eye. Suddenly, Yi Tian noticed one of the life breaths. This life breath was far away from him, but this breath was very special. It is the breath of 6th order life, but its breath is very weak. That is to say, the quality of its life breath has reached the 6th order, but the breath is too weak, far inferior to the breath of other 6th order life. Although the breaths of other 6th order beings are strong and weak, they are not weak to this extent. According to my guess, the owner of this breath of life is either heavy damage to the dying 6th order life, or... Yi Tian thought of a possibility, that is the cub. Origin beast cubs are very weak, but their life level is fixed as soon as they are born. For example, cubs born of 6th order life are born with 6th order life, but their cultivation base is too weak, and their life aura is naturally too weak, but even in this case, it is also a genuine 6th order life. If it severely damages the dying 6th order life, its value is limited, but if it is a 6th order life cub, then the value is too high. Yi Tian was excited. Because the 6th order life cubs are very likely to be Yuanzu cubs, because most of the Source Emperors are only 5th order lives, and a few are 6th order lives. There are only a few origin beasts near this 6th level life, and they are very weak, so they should not be in the same group. This is an opportunity. Ask for flowers. Yi Tian didn't think about it for a long time, and immediately set off. If it is the origin cub of the 6th order life level, the value is definitely much more precious than one Xeon Supreme Treasure, even comparable to dozens of Xeon Supreme Treasures. Before, Jiguang was so crazy for a Yuan Emperor cub, one can imagine how valuable the Yuanzu cub is. Because the distance is relatively far, and there will be many territories of 6th order beings in the middle, these 6th order beings are not weak, and Yi Tian is amazed by the breath of life, and it is definitely an existence above the Source Emperor. Therefore, Yi Tian had to go around and couldn't pass through their territory. In this way, the speed would be even slower. 10 days later, Yi Tian finally arrived at his destination. The Land of Rocks. It should have been a mountain range at first, but it was destroyed by the battle to form this Land of Rocks. Yi Tian did not investigate the reason for the formation of this area, but quickly went to the place where the 6th order life breath was. However, he slowly moved over and restrained his breath. After all, he doesn't know the identity of the 6th order life, If it is a serious injury to the dying ancestor, if he passes by like this, isn't he courting death? No matter how weak Yuanzu is, he cannot kill him, so he must be careful. However, the possibility of Yuanzu is not high, so the sixth order life breath is very stable. If Yuanzu, he must find a way to restore his body, and the life breath cannot be unchanged. Cubs are the most likely. Yi Tian guessed. Soon, he finally got close to the sixth order life formation. Yi Tian sensed the existence of the formation, and immediately discovered that it was a natural formation, not artificially arranged. Copy talent, investigate. Yi Tian swept this area with his copy talent, and finally discovered the identity of the sixth order being. Species: double-horned round bear cub. Bloodline talent: hybrid. Strength talent: God level extreme. Speed talent: profound level. Defensive talent: God level. Sure enough, it's a cub. Yi Tian was excited. Chapter 755 Xiao Yuan Yuan. Soon, Yi Tian stood in front of the natural formation and saw the cub inside through the natural formation. This double-horned round bear cub looks similar to a giant panda. It is also black and white, but it is more round, and it looks like a very fat panda. The only difference is that the double-horned round bear cub has two tiny horns on its forehead, one black and the other white. It is because of these two horns that it is called a double-horned round bear. Although the double-horned round bear looks very cute and stupid, it is not an ordinary source beast, but a sixth-order life. From the perspective of breath, the cultivation of this double-horned round bear cub is not high, it is only a high-level source beast, but with the life level of the sixth-order life, it is enough to match the weaker source king. Yi Tian judged. He did not immediately enter this natural formation, but was investigating the surrounding situation. He could not guarantee that there were other powerful origin beasts nearby. If he was nearby, wouldn't he be courting death if he went in like this? Be careful, Yi Tian secretly said. Next, Yi Tian silently waited nearby, and kept investigating, but did not find a powerful origin beast. He even sent clones to touch this natural formation, and nothing abnormal happened. After confirming that there is no danger, Yi Tian entered the natural formation. As soon as they entered the natural formation, the pair of horned round bear cubs stared at Yi Tian with big round eyes, and their eyes were full of curiosity. Little guy, would you like to hang out with me? Yi Tian asked. It seems that the age is too young, the double-horned round bear cub's intelligence is not high, and did not reply Yi Tian, but looked at Yi Tian stupidly. Yi Tian also knew that the general wisdom of the source beasts in the source world was very low, so it was not surprising, so he restrained the double-horned round bear cub with strength and left here immediately. What if the parents of a pair of round bear cubs just went out and came back? Therefore, taking the double-horned bear cub directly away is undoubtedly the most reliable method. Once it is far away from here, even if the double-horned bear cub's parents are not dead, they will not be able to find him when they return here. After one day, Yi Tian landed on a mountain peak, opened a temporary cave, and immediately began to study the double-horned round bear cub. Of course, the main thing is to study the bloodline of the double-horned round bear cubs. Through research, he found that the bloodline of the double-horned round bear cub contained a trace of Yuanzu's breath. It turned out that the double-horned round bear cub was indeed the ancestral cub. The value of the sixth-order life plus the origin ancestor cub is far from comparable to the 9-colored divine bull, and it can even be said that 10 9-colored divine bull is far less than a double-horned round bear cub. Yes, if I regard this double-horned round bear cub as a pet, I can bring it out of the source world, and then I will have a supreme-level pet in the future, and it is comparable to the ancient master or even more than the supreme-level battle pet of the Lord of Primordial Ancient. Just this battle pet is enough to protect the human race, Yi Tian said with excitement. Immediately, he couldn't wait to collect the double-horned round bear cub as a pet. In the universe, there are many secret techniques for collecting pets, and Yi Tian naturally also has some secret techniques for collecting pets. So, he began to use the secret technique to make a contract with the two-horned round bear cub. A few days later, Yi Tian successfully concluded a contract with the double-horned bear cub and officially became the owner of the double-horned bear cub. The double-horned round bear cub's intelligence is too low, there are many treasures in the universe that can increase wisdom, and I also have some on me, take out some for the double-horned round bear cub to consume. Yi Tian fed the extremely precious spiritual medicine treasures to the double-horned round bear cubs. After taking a lot of elixir treasures, the double-horned round bear cub's wisdom gradually improved. A month later, the double-horned round bear cub looked at Yi Tian, and a voice entered Yi Tian's mind, Master. Little guy, let me give you a name, it's called Xiao Yuan Yuan, how about it? Yi Tian said with a smile. Thank you master, Xiao Yuan Yuan likes this name very much. The double-horned round bear cub rolled around, expressing joy. You enter my small universe and chaotic ancient world to cultivate, you are too weak to help me. 1. Having said that, Yi Tian threw Xiao Yuan Yuan into the small universe, and passed on some cultivation methods to Xiao Yuan Yuan, so that Xiao Yuan Yuan could cultivate on her own and accelerate her growth. Next, Yi Tian searched for various treasures at will in the source world. It can be said that many treasures in the origin realm are suitable for the growth of origin beasts, so Yi Tian threw all these treasures to Xiao Yuan Yuan. After getting so many treasures, Xiao Yuan Yuan is very happy, and she practiced even harder. At the same time, Yi Tian is also constantly exploring the abilities of the Heavenly Eye of Life, and makes full use of the ability of the Heavenly Eye of Life. Today, Yi Tian can not only detect the life breath of other creatures with the ability of Life Sky Eye, but also can combine with the talent of time and space to detect the situation of a certain creature. For example, Tiantong of Life detects a breath of life far away, and then uses super god level space-time talent to spread along the position locked by Tiantong of Life, so as to detect the situation of that creature, just like the situation detected by divine sense. Same. And because the location is too far, the other party has no way to detect Yi Tian's situation, so this is definitely the best way to spy on the secret method. In this way, Yi Tian not only knows the level of those life breaths, but also knows what kind of creatures they are, and what the situation is in the vicinity. In this way, his safety does not need to be worried. In this way, Yi Tian investigates the situation of each origin beast every day, and sometimes he will detect the location of origin ancestor, and he will be sensed by origin ancestor, but the other party can only attack the surrounding frantically, but he does not know his location. Origin Realm, One-Eyed Wolf Mountain Range. This is the territory of the One-Eyed Violent Wolf, and the One-Eyed Violent Wolf is the family of the Source King. The One-Eyed Violent Wolf can become the Source King when he is an adult. The best of them can even become the Source Emperor, and the strength of the Patriarch is even more than the top Source Emperor. The entire One-Eyed Violent Wolf clan numbered as many as tens of thousands, and the subordinate races were as many as hundreds of thousands, so even a Source Emperor would not dare to come to the 5.8 line of the One-Eyed Violent Wolf Mountain to cause trouble. And this day, a figure came through the space and sneaked into the One-Eyed Violent Wolf Mountain range. This person is Yi Tian. There are a lot of one-eyed wolf diseases, but there is no Yuan Emperor, even if they are exposed, get down. This clan should have accumulated a lot of treasures. If they are all stolen, they will definitely make a lot of money. Yi Tian secretly said, he has done this kind of thing more than once. Along the way, he has stolen the property of several origin beast clans, and its value is very high, and it is an extremely rare treasure in the outside world. And the few origin beast clans that he had stolen before were not strong, far inferior to the One-Eyed Wolf clan. He was very curious as to how much the One-Eyed Wolf clan possessed. Hope you don't let me down, Yi Tian secretly said. Immediately, he continued to sneak in, and finally penetrated into the One-Eyed Wolf mountain range. Chapter 756 Kill the audience and cover up the well of origin. With Yi Tian's method, let alone the one-eyed tyrannical wolf at the level of the origin king, even a weaker origin sovereign would not even want to find him. Therefore, Yi Tian went all the way unimpeded, and no one-eyed violent wolf found him at all. Of course, Yi Tian couldn't move fast, otherwise, if the breath leaked, it would still be exposed. The one-eyed wolf territory is not protected by a formation. If there is a formation, I will definitely not be able to go deep, and I will definitely be exposed. Yi Tian thought to himself as he walked all the way. In the one-eyed violent wolf territory without the formation, Yi Tian was like a land without a man, it was too easy. In this way, Yi Tian came to the core cave of the one-eyed violent wolf clan. Yi Tian has sensed the aura of various treasures here, all of which are piled up in this cave, and there are only a few origin emperor guardians. There is no formation here, so Yi Tian doesn't have to worry about being discovered. Although the strength of the origin beast is strong, it is a pity that there are too few means. There is a big family, and there is not a single formation. Yi Tian shook his head, feeling pity for the origin beast. Of course, it is fortunate that these one-eyed violent wolves would not be able to arrange formations, otherwise it would be impossible for Yi Tian to secretly invade. Yi Tian also did not underestimate the one-eyed violent wolf, those powerful Source Emperor level one-eyed violent wolves were still able to find his whereabouts. Therefore, Yi Tian did not dare to be too arrogant. Under Sheng Tiantong's investigation, he is very aware of the location of those powerful Source Emperor level one-eyed violent wolves, so he can easily avoid them. Finally, Yi Tian found a suitable opportunity and dived deep into the core cave. Tiangong copper stone, such a large piece, is extremely rare. Wonderful treasure bamboo, so many roots. The immeasurable divine jade is like a hill. My god, the one-eyed violent wolf clan actually collected such a large piece. There are dozens of frost ice profound fruits. Unfortunately, the one-eyed violent wolf is not qualified for storage, and the efficacy is estimated to lose 30%. Wanlong rock crystal, Shifang vine, green-yellow stone. Yi Tian looked at the materials and treasures that were extremely rare in the outside world, and was extremely excited. The one-eyed wolf clan may know that these things are treasures, but they don't know how to use them, but Yi Tian knows it. The accumulated value of so many treasures can far exceed the net worth of a heavenly venerate, and is even comparable to that of a supreme venerable, even surpassing that of a supreme venerable. Receive, receive, receive. Yi Tian collected these treasures one by one and existed in the small universe. Originally, Yi Tian's net worth has shrunk greatly in order to cultivate the second deity. Even if he controls the desolate world, he cannot snatch the resources of his subordinates, so his own resources are not very rich. But now, these resource treasures made Yi Tian's net worth soar. In a short while, Yi Tian collected all these treasures and didn't leave them at all. Walk, Yi Tian moved away without even a trace of cover. And this action naturally aroused the idea of the one-eyed violent wolf, but unfortunately those one-eyed violent wolves couldn't catch up with Yi Tian at all, and they were quickly lost. Immediately afterwards, there was a roar from the one-eyed storm wolf mountain range. Obviously, they had discovered that their treasures had been stolen by Yi Tian. In a flash, Yi Tian has entered the origin world for 50 years. In the past 50 years, Yi Tian has gained a lot, which is more than the sum of the past, because the resources of the source world are too rich, although it can't be described as treasures everywhere, but it is almost the same. However, Yi Tian was not in a hurry to go out either. With his strength, there is no way to break the barriers of the source world and leave the source world, but he can completely return to the place he entered, and let him leave by breaking the node by the supreme beings from the outside world. But for a short time, the supremes of the outside world are busy suppressing and destroying creatures, and they may not be free. Therefore, there is no need for him to go back now. According to his speculation, in the past few hundred years, the supremes may not necessarily be free, and the millennium is the time Yi Tian set for himself. Thousands of years later, he returned to the node where he came in. This day, Yi Tian came to a territory, and once again used his life pupil to investigate the situation in this area. Suddenly, Yi Tian discovered that in a certain area, many origin beasts gathered together, and the number was no less than tens of thousands. At first, he thought it was a large group, but after using the time and space talent to cooperate with the life Tiantong to investigate the past, he found that it was not a group, but a collection of various origin beasts. Boom! Time and space swayed. Yi Tian's eyes crossed time and space, and saw the situation in that area. I saw a large number of origin beasts gathered together, all staring at one place. Kacha kacha! Above the mountain peak, the void cracked open, and an ancient well slowly emerged. With the appearance of the ancient well, a trace of aura emanated, making the group of origin beasts go crazy, as if they were about to rush to the top of the mountain, but the shattered void rippled with wisps of rules, killing these origin beasts. Obviously, the ancient well has not fully emerged, and it cannot be approached at this time, otherwise it will be killed by the rules emanating from the ancient well. The well of origin. Yi Tian was shocked. He originally just wanted to investigate the situation, but he did not expect to find the well of origin, and it was a brand new well of origin that had just been conceived, and it was also a complete well of origin. Compared with the intact well of origin, the damaged well of origin he discovered was simply rubbish. Great chance. The most powerful ones in this area are just a few Zhanyuan emperors, and there are no Yuan emperors and Yuan ancestors. But if the aura of the well of origin was really born and the breath leaked out, the source of other sources would not exist. The emperor and Yuan Yi will probably come over. Yi Tian secretly said. Immediately, he made a decision in his heart. Swish! 120 he moved over quickly, used his fastest speed, and arrived at his destination 3 hours later. Die! As soon as Yi Tian came, he shot. Boom! The Chaos God and Demon Elephant was launched, and the third form of the Heavenly Gang Warfare was blessed. At the same time, Yi Tian's Super God level space-time talent used space-time power to directly kill those weaker origin beasts. In the blink of an eye, more than 90% of the origin beasts died, leaving only a few origin emperor-level origin beasts. Yi Tian's shot seemed to arouse public anger, and those origin emperor-level origin beasts rushed towards Yi Tian. However, these origin sovereigns are still too weak. Even the defense of Yi Tian's chaotic origin ancient well, coupled with Yi Tian's skyrocketing strength, can almost be invincible at the origin sovereign level. Plus Yi Tian's power is inexhaustible, almost inexhaustible. Gradually, a source beast at the level of a source emperor was killed by Yi Tian. A few hours later, all the primordial beasts here died. Yi Tian did not rush to rest, but hurriedly started to form an array to cover up the aura here. Gradually, the great formations were arranged by Yi Tian, and all kinds of covering breaths, defenses, killing formations and space formations were arranged by Yi Tian. Arranging so many formations will cause a vision that is enough to obscure the birth of the Well of Origin, so as not to attract those powerful Yuan emperors and Yuan ancestors. Yi Tian muttered. Chapter 757 The Complete Well of Origin. Sure enough, as Yi Tian guessed, when the formation covered the breath here, no origin beasts came here. Even though some origin beasts happened to come here, they left one by one after being blocked by the formation. Seeing this, Yi Tian breathed a sigh of relief. He knew that he had saved this Well of Origin, otherwise he would not be qualified to compete with those powerful Yuan emperors and Yuan ancestors with his strength. It's really good luck this time. There are no Yuan emperors or Yuan ancestors nearby, otherwise, if a Yuan emperor appears here in advance, I am not qualified to snatch the Well of Origin. Yi Tian muttered. At this time, the Well of Origin has not been fully conceived, but only half of it has emerged. So, Yi Tian sat here cross-legged and waited silently. Fortunately, there is no primordial beast to compete with him, so he is not worried at all. Time passed slowly, and 2 days passed in a blink of an eye. This day, with a roar, this ancient Well of Origin was officially settled on this mountain. Although it was just conceived, Yi Tian felt the breath of the source well water. Obviously, this source well contains the source well water, and there are a lot of them. Swish, Yi Tian flew over and immediately entered the Well of Origin. As for Yi Tian's entry, the Well of Origin did not block it. If the Well of Origin had not really emerged, then Yi Tian would not be able to enter. Forcing in had only one result, being shaken. Or annihilated. A lot of source well water. After Yi Tian entered the Well of Origin, he was stunned when he looked at the water in the Well of Origin. Compared with the source well water contained in the damaged source well, it is at least several hundred times more. And this is the source well water that has just been bred. If we wait for a long time, there will be more. At this time, he really realized how huge the value of a complete Well of Origin is. It is an unimaginable treasure. It can even be said that the assets of the human race are not comparable to a Well of Origin. It's a pity that I can't stay in the source world all the time, otherwise, occupying this source well will make a lot of money. Yi Tian sighed. He didn't think much, but started to practice. For him, the most important thing in front of him is to use the source well water to gain enlightenment, improve his own strength, and convert resources into strength is the most important thing. This Well of Origin has a lot of origin well water. Yi Tian didn't worry about the origin well water problem at all, and started to comprehend it with confidence. With the help of Yuan Jingshui, Yi Tian's attainments in the law are becoming more and more profound, and his achievements on the Chaos Dao are also becoming stronger and stronger. Originally, Yi Tian's Chaos Dao was at the peak of the initial stage of the Source Realm, and now it is progressing at an extremely fast speed, and it is not far from the middle stage of the original realm. 3 months later, the ancient well vision of Chaos Avenue appeared on Yi Tian, and the source in the ancient well suddenly transformed, which also caused the transformation of the ancient well. I saw Gu Jing's breath getting stronger and stronger, and the chaos rules passed out became more and more terrifying. And Yi Tian's aura also changed, as if stepping into another level. Suddenly, Yi Tian opened his eyes and murmured, "In the middle stage of the Source Realm, I finally broke through." Before, he used the damaged Origin Well to advance the Origin Realm a little bit, not far from the middle stage of the Origin Realm, and now he has been comprehending and practicing in this Origin Well for 3 months, and finally broke the shackles and promoted the promotion. It has reached the middle stage of the Source Realm. Even though there is only a small gap between the initial stage of the original realm and the middle stage of the original realm, the difference between the two is too great. It can be said that the improvement of the Source Realm has directly made Yi Tian's combat power enter a new level. With the power of Chaos Avenue, Yi Tian can even fight against the weaker Yuan Emperor, that is, the Heavenly Venerate level powerhouse, instead of barely against 1 or 2. The great Tao of chaos is the strongest avenue, and the source realm of the great chaos is very difficult to improve. It is very difficult to upgrade from the middle of the source realm to the later period of the source realm. This well is probably not enough. It is better to understand other aspects first. Yi Tian secretly said. Immediately, he began to comprehend the great supernatural power of time, the Wheel of Time. The Wheel of Time, which was originally in the peak state of Dacheng, was assisted by the source of well water, allowing Yi Tian to make unimaginable progress in the rules of the source of time, and it was very easy to completely cultivate the Wheel of Time to the perfect state in just 1 month. At this point, Yi Tian has a space supernatural power of perfection and a time supernatural power of perfection. Hun Tian Yi Dao, this unique knives of the Tao of the blade also needs to be improved. I have absorbed so much water from the origin, and my understanding of the rules of the knife far exceeds that of others, and I am improving all the time. A knife to the sky. 1. Yi Tian said confidently. So, he began to perfect the Sword of Chaos. Originally, Hun Tian Yi Dao can only be regarded as the top in the most advanced Tao of the sword, but it is not too defiant. Many supremes of the Tao of the blade definitely surpass him in the ultimate knowledge of the Tao of the blade. But now, with the help of the source well water, Yi Tian has improved step by step, making Hun Tian Yi Dao stronger and stronger. 3 years later, Yi Tian stood in the void inside the well of origin, holding the knife in his right hand and making a light stroke. Tear. The void was torn apart, and a wisp of knife energy slashed on the wall of the well of origin, causing the well of origin to vibrate. Although the sword chi did not cut through the well of origin, its attack power made Yi Tian very satisfied. Hun Tian Yi Dao has already reached the limit of the most advanced swordsmanship. Even those who have comprehended the swordsmanship for countless years are hard to surpass me in the creation of swordsmanship. I got it. This is Yi Tian's confidence. The heavenly sword has been perfected, and Yi Tian has temporarily ended his practice. Immediately, he looked at the source of Jing Shuren. It only consumes half the cost of the source well water. I can still practice for a long time. What should I practice next? There is no need to practice the Chaos Golden Desolation art. The source well water does not have much auxiliary effect on the Chaos Golden Desolation art. Cultivating the Chaos Golden Desolation art with water is a waste of resources and time. Why don't you practice the 4th form of the Heavenly Gang tactics? Yi Tian suddenly thought. The 4th form of Tiangong warfare is to be practiced, and it is necessary to have enough understanding. Tian absorbs a trace of Yuan before practicing the 1st form of Tiangong warfare as soon as possible. Now, Yi Tian has a large amount of source well water, and he may be able to practice the 4th form of Tiangong warfare. As a result, his strength will skyrocket again. Chapter 758. The 7th layer of the Chaos Golden Desolation art is complete. It is very difficult to practice the 4th form of the Tiangong warfare method. I hope this time I can use the source well water to quickly practice the 4th form of the Tiangong warfare method. Yi Tian looked forward. Immediately, he began to absorb a large amount of Yuanyuan well water, and used the cosmic source rules contained in the Yuanyuan well water to comprehend the 4th form of Tiangong warfare. As Yi Tian learns more and more about the rules of the universe, his understanding of the 4th style of Tiangong tactics naturally deepens. At the beginning, Yi Tian only knew a little bit about the 4th form of Tiangong warfare, and gradually began to understand, and then gradually penetrated into the 4th form of Tiangong warfare. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, it's 10 years in the blink of an eye. On this day, Yi Tian opened his eyes and displayed the 4th form of the heavenly astral battle technique, and his combat power suddenly skyrocketed many times. 12 times, Yi Tian estimated. He practiced the 4th form of the Tiangong method, and the overall combat power of the whole person increased by 12 times. This is a huge improvement. It seems to be only a little bit more powerful than the 3rd form, but at his level, the improvement is very good. Difficult, let alone improve so much. With the completion of the 4th form of the Tiangong battle technique, Yi Tian ended his practice. Immediately, he collected all the source well water in the source well. For the time being, he is not going to practice here, but is leaving here. Anyway, he collected 120 yuan well water, and it would not be too late to leave yuan realm in the future and return to human race to slowly absorb and refine it. Moreover, he absorbed a lot of source well water, and his understanding of the origin rules of the universe is very permeable, so these source well waters are not too helpful to him. Of course, Yuan Jingshui's transformation to him is permanent, because he understands Yuan rules too well and has deep attainments. For him, general supernatural powers or real skills are similar to elementary school students' questions, and he can understand at a glance. With his current attainments, it will not take long even to cultivate a great supernatural power to the perfect state. For example, the great supernatural power of the 5 elements divine wheel was also enlightened to the perfect state by Etienne in a short period of time. They have cultivated to the state of perfection. And other practitioners in the universe want to cultivate a great magical power to the perfect state. They need a lot of heavenly words, but Etienne does not need it. It can even be said that Etienne only needs to pay some price, and he can condense a piece of Tiandao text by himself. This time I entered the source realm, my life level was raised to the 7th level, I cultivated many great supernatural powers to the perfect state, and I also obtained the ultimate power talent of the God level, and I also obtained a 6th level life level ancestor cub. He also obtained a lot of source well water. These gains alone are enough to make any supreme being jealous. Yi Tian said happily. Of course, Yi Tian also had another goal, which was to cultivate the 7th layer of Chaos Golden Desolate Art to the perfect state. Before, he used Tianji fruit to cultivate the Chaos Golden Desolate Art to the realm of minor achievement, and these days, he found some treasures in the source realm that could assist in cultivating the Chaos Golden Desolation Art, and pushed the Chaos Golden Desolation Art to the 7th layer. The 7th floor is the peak realm of Shaocheng. In the outside world, it would be extremely difficult to find treasures that could quickly improve the 7th layer of the Chaos Golden Desolation Art, but it was not difficult in the source world. Therefore, Yi Tian is going to collect more treasures that can assist the cultivation of the Chaos Golden Desolation Art, and strive to cultivate the 7th layer of the Chaos Golden Desolation Art to the perfect state. At that time, Yi Tian might be able to kill a not weak heavenly venerate in the cosmic god realm. Swish, Yi Tian left this well of origin and went to other places. In the days that followed, Yi Tian continued to collect resources. With his life and space-time talents, it was not difficult for Yi Tian to find treasures, and the speed of collecting treasures was many times faster than others. And just like that, another 100 years have passed. This day, Yi Tian has collected enough treasures to practice the Chaos Golden Desolate Art somewhere in the source realm. At this time, his Chaos Golden Desolation Art has already broken through to the peak of Dacheng, and the price paid is to consume a huge amount of treasures, among which there are dozens of treasures comparable to Tianji fruit. This celestial golden grass is a treasure that is even more precious than the celestial fruit, and it can assist me in practicing the Chaos Golden Desolation Art. It should be able to help me break the shackles and cultivate the 7th layer cultivation method of the Chaos Golden Desolation Art (CJFI) to a state of perfection. Yi Tian murmured as he looked at a small golden grass in his hand. Immediately, he swallowed the celestial golden grass without hesitation. Boom! Terrifying energy erupted in Yi Tian's body, and Yi Tian was also running the 7th layer technique of the Chaos Golden Desolate Art. This technique was constantly improving, expanding the limit of Yi Tian's body. Sometime, click, the shackles in Yi Tian's body were broken, the 7th layer of Chaos Golden Desolation technique was completely completed, and his physical limit rose to a new level. Immediately, Yi Tian swallowed several kinds of heaven and earth treasures in one mouthful, and they were specially designed to enhance the physical strength. Due to the expansion of the physical limit, he can continue to improve the physical strength. Therefore, after taking these kinds of heaven and earth treasures, Yi Tian's body began to transform and improve. After a long time, Yi Tian's physical strength once again reached the limit. It's so strong, if I meet the original 4 Yuan emperors again, I can definitely kill them easily. 1. Yi Tian believes in himself. The main space of the universe. The Supremes of the 12th Cosmos era and the Supremes of the 10,000 races have initially suppressed the destruction of the abyss, and there will be basically no major problems, and the destruction of the Cosmic God battlefield and the destruction creatures of the Dominion level battlefield have been almost eliminated. Therefore, at the node of the source world, in addition to the Lord of Primordial Antiquity and others, some supreme beings of the 10,000 clans also came here. Suddenly, Jin Guang Supreme's expression changed. No, this node will be transferred in less than 10,000 years. How so? The other Supremes asked. The Lord of Primordial Ancient frowned and said, it should be that those cosmic gods who entered the origin realm forcibly broke through to the realm of domination in the origin realm, so it caused changes in the origin realm, which led to a change in this node. The Lord of Primordial Antiquity is not bad. Originally this long node can last for 10,000 years, but I calculated just now that it can only last for another 1,000 years. No, the northern millennium should be shorter, and there must be a cosmic god who will dominate the realm. Golden Light Supreme Road. HMPH, I reminded them a long time ago to try not to hit the realm, but these little guys didn't listen. A supreme being dissatisfied. Original world is said to have some powerful creatures, which must be very dangerous. Some little guys are not strong enough. When they encounter danger, they will definitely break through to the realm of domination. This is also an unstoppable thing. The primordial lord sighed. Then what should we do now? Asked Shillong Supreme. Let's open the node first, and then use the power of the bloodline to use the power of blood to forcibly send a message to the little guys to tell them the time of the node, lest the node disappear and they will be trapped in the source world forever. The ancient master suggested. Many supremes nodded. Chapter 759 Leaving the Origin Realm. Boom. Numerous supremes took action, tore apart this node in the source realm, and immediately invaded the source realm. Then, the supremes performed secret techniques or passed some simple information through blood, or through the law of cause and effect, and among them was the Kunwu Supreme of human race, because Yi Tian also entered it, he must notify Yi Tian. Source Realm. Jiguang was using some treasures to improve his battle pet, the 9-colored divine ox, when he suddenly heard a message, which came from the depths of his soul. Original World. Node. Millennium. Quick return. Although there is not much information, the awareness is very clear. This is. Jiguang was stunned, and suddenly realized, it was sent to me by the Supremes. It seems that the node where I came in is unstable. What is the situation? No matter what, I have to go back. I have already harvested a lot of treasures, and I also got the 9-colored divine cow cub. Even if I didn't find the well of origin, the harvest was enough to make the Supreme Being envied. There's no need to continue roaming around here. Thinking about it, Aurora quickly rushed towards the node where it came from. Another place. Yi Tian also received a communication from Kunwu Supreme, but Kunwu Supreme's power is limited, even if the communication comes, but the information of the communication is very small. Quote. Upon receiving such information, Yi Tian's expression changed. The Supreme Communication, to be able to let the Supreme communicate, it seems that we must go back. Immediately, Yi Tian also began to return. At the same time, many cosmic gods in the source realm returned one after another, and of course some cosmic gods were confused by greed and did not want to go back earlier, but continued to search for treasures in the source realm. Outside, on the Dominion-level battlefield, the Lord of Primordial Ancient looked at the node in the source world, and frowned again. Just now we used the supreme power to communicate, and it caused a change in the rules of the source world. This node can no longer be maintained for 1,000 years. After 300 years, it will be transferred again. 300 years, this time is too short. If some cosmic gods break through to the realm of domination, the time will be shortened even faster. HMPH, if I knew earlier, I would not have let so many cosmic gods in, wasting the sons of other eras in vain. Chance. Golden Light Sovereign said coldly. The meaning of his words is very clear. Those cosmic gods of all races are too weak. What are they going to do? In his opinion, these people who forcibly broke through to the realm of dominance were all those weak cosmic gods of all races. On the side, the Supremes of Wanzhou were a little annoyed, but they did not dare to refute. After all, they were weak, so how could they dare to argue with such a terrifying Supreme like Jingguang Supreme? Another half-month has passed. The time of the node has been shortened again, and it can only last for 280 years. It seems that there is still a lot of time, but who knows whether the speed of shortening this time will increase. Once the node changes, the children of the era will not be able to come out. No matter how strong they are, they can't break the world barriers of the source world. The origin realm is sheltered by the origin of the universe, and even if the origin of the universe is suppressed, they will not even want to enter the origin realm. Besides, they still have their own plans and goals. How could they go to the source realm to take risks? Therefore, it is impossible for them to enter the source realm, and they can only hope that the sons of the era can come out as soon as possible. Open the node again. Someone should be waiting at the node. The ancient way. Golden Light Supreme nodded, and immediately a hand tore the node, forming a channel. Wow! Several people flew out from the other end of the node. I have seen you all. These people respectfully said. One of them is the son of Ji Yuan, and the others are the universe gods of 10,000 races. No, they should be called masters. At this time, many supreme beings stared at the masters with some annoyance, making these masters tremble, not understanding what happened. However, the supremes were too lazy to care about these rulers, just snorted coldly and stopped paying attention. Next, the supremes tore the nodes every half a month and let those people in the source world come out. This day, The aurora came out, which relieved those supreme beings who valued the aurora. The sons of other eras are fine, but Jigwang is the top sons of the eras, and he is expected to reach the level of the masters of the ancient times in the future. If he dies, the loss will be too great. It's almost the node. Yi Tian looked ahead and muttered. Ask for flowers. Originally, he could come here quickly, but he was delayed for some days on the way, mainly because he found another elixir. The level of this elixir is several levels higher than that of Tianji fruit, which caused hundreds of Yuan emperors to fight, and finally a Yuan Zhu arrived. When the Yuan Zhu slaughtered those Yuan emperors, he took the opportunity to take it away. The elixir escaped smoothly, but was also injured a little. For the sake of safety, he hid for some days before rushing over. At this time, Yi Tian was very excited when he thought of that elixir. That spirit medicine is called the flower of immortal Lin. Because of its strong energy, Yi Tian reckons that he can't take it now, otherwise he will explode and die, but once he is promoted to the ultimate master, he should be able to take immortal Lin Ji. It can even make the body transform once again. 0. Arrive. Come down and see some cosmic gods and masters. I have seen the Lord of the Laws. I have seen the Lord of God. I have seen the Lord of God. These universe gods and masters greeted Yi Tian very politely when they saw Yi Tian. But Yi Tian was a little confused. Among the cosmic gods who entered at the beginning, there were only those sons of the 12th cosmic epoch, and there were no such people. It should be that after we entered the source realm, the Supremes found the node of the source realm in order to find those children of the era, and this allowed these cosmic gods to enter the source realm. Yi Tian guessed. Yi Tian didn't chat with these universe gods and rulers, but closed his eyes and rested, waiting for the node to open. A few days later, boom, the nodes were torn apart, forming a void passage. Yi Tian and others flew into the void channel and returned to the outside world. Dominate the battlefield. Yi Tian saw many Supremes, and also saw the Kunwu Supreme who stood in an inconspicuous position in the distance. Swish. Yi Tian flew over. Seeing Yi Tian coming out, Kunwu Supreme breathed a sigh of relief and said, "Just come out." "Thank you, Kunwu Supreme." Yi Tian thanked. If there is no reminder from Kunwu Supreme, he may stay in the source world for a long time, and maybe he will miss the opportunity to come out. Once the node is transferred, it is almost impossible for him to find a new node. If it can be found so easily, the ancestors of the original world will not be unable to come out. Chapter 760 Shock the Master, Transcend the Calamity. Kunwu Supreme, how about the Abyss of Destruction? Yi Tian asked. He has been in the source world for a long time, so he has no time to ask about the situation of the Abyss of Destruction, and now he naturally wants to know. Temporarily suppressed, Kunwu Supreme said. However, the loss of all races is serious, many Supremes have fallen, and our human race has also lost 2 ordinary Supremes. What? Yi Tian's expression changed. There are not many Supremes of the human race. Losing 2 of them at once is definitely a huge loss. Yeah, our human race has suffered serious losses. Not only did we lose 2 supreme beings, we also lost 6 gods, plus a lot of masters. However, compared to some big clans, our human race's losses are still good, and some Cosmos big clans have suffered losses. Almost half of the Supreme. Kunwu Supreme sighed. Yi Tian stopped talking and stood silently. After a little while, Kunwu Supreme said, "You go ahead of the human race, you don't need the guards of the universe gods here for the time being." Yes. 120. Yi Tian nodded. Subsequently, Yi Tian returned to the human race. Human race, Holy City. After Yi Tian returned to Tianj, everyone in Tianj was very excited. Before that, they were really worried that Yi Tian would fall. After all, there were too many cosmic gods who fell during this time, and even the Lord, Heavenly Venerate and Supreme Venerable had fallen and died. But now, Yi Tian is back, and the pillar of Tianj is back, so they are naturally relieved. Once Yi Tian falls, Tianj's strength will drop by more than 1 level, and it may even be expelled from the holy city. So, Yi Tian's return is too important to them. The inner hall of Tianj. "Husband, why can't I contact you during this time?" Xiao Yu asked Yi Tian. "I entered the source world, so you can't contact me." Yi Tian talked about his entry into the source world, and Xiao Yu suddenly realized. During this time, the battle situation was very tragic. She was really worried about Yi Tian, so she contacted Yi Tian, but she couldn't get in touch. If she didn't know that Yi Tian didn't fall, she would really collapse. But even if she knew that Yi Tian had not fallen, she was always worried. Now that Yi Tian is back, she is relieved. Next, Yi Tian told Xiao Yu about his situation during this period of time, and also summoned his pet from the small universe. Wow, the terrifying Yuan beast. This is the Yuanzu cub you're talking about, the double-horned round bear. Xiao Yu stared at the double-horned round bear, her eyes fixed on it. Yes, it is a sixth-order life, and it is also a cub of the ancestor, and it is born with unimaginable advantages in physical cultivation. It is only ordinary in other aspects, but as long as enough resources are invested, it is enough to turn Xiao Yuan. Grow up. 1. Yi Tian affirmed. Then, Yi Tian went to retreat. This time, he is going to attack the realm of domination. He has accumulated enough at the level of the universe god, and many of the exercises and secret techniques have been cultivated to the limit, and it is difficult to continue to improve. Therefore, he must attack the realm of domination, in order to be able to progress faster. Yi Tian chose the location of the retreat at the edge of the human race's territory, that is, the edge of the universe. Here, after Yi Tian retreated for a few months, he began to attack the realm of domination. In addition to the talent requirements, there is only one requirement for the cosmic god to impact the domination realm, and that is the fusion of spirit, energy, and spirit to control the world, thereby transforming his own small universe. Jing Qishan represents a person's physical body, divine power, and soul. If one aspect is too weak, it will be difficult to break through to the realm of domination. Therefore, cultivators who are at the limit of the universe god, even if their cultivation talents meet the requirements, they will make every effort to improve their souls and bodies. Of course, in this cosmos era, it is difficult for a powerhouse above the god level to improve in terms of physical body, and it can even be said that it cannot be improved, but it does not mean that the physical strength cannot be improved. Most of the cosmic gods who are extremely strong need to practice a secret technique to temporarily increase the strength of the physical body, so as to achieve the unity of spirit, energy and spirit, and hit the realm of domination. But Yi Tian is a heaven-defying person, and his physical strength is far beyond the imagination of other cultivators, so he does not need to practice that secret technique, and he can directly attack the realm of domination. Boom! Yi Tian's essence, energy and spirit began to merge in the dark, giving birth to a source of power that poured into the small universe. Then, Yi Tian's small universe began to transform, becoming bigger and stronger. Moreover, Yi Tian's small universe gradually gave birth to life, which was not the case before. Kaka, the shackles between the universe god and the master shattered, and countless energies poured into Yi Tian's body to help him transform. Not enough energy. Yi Tian is enlightened. Immediately, he took out a large amount of chaotic spar and various rare resources, and put them into his own small universe, helping the small universe to completely transform, and also helping himself to complete the promotion. Time goes by. This day, Yi Tian stood up. His breath has far surpassed before. Not only the physical body has improved many times, even the soul and divine power have also improved many times. Because his king's secret tome tea has been promoted at the same time, reaching the realm of Mingzun. This time, it can be said that double happiness is coming. Boom! In the endless void, the thunderclouds that covered the infinite territory descended. A trace of the law of the thunder radiates out, enough to make any master tremble with fear. The thunder tribulation belonging to the master class is coming. Yi Tian looked up at Lei Yan and muttered. Compared with the thunder tribulation of the god of the universe, the thunder tribulation of the dominion level is not known how many times stronger, but Yi Tian has nothing to worry about. From the situation of the 12th cosmos era, it is said that the thunder tribulation of the ruling level is somewhat different, and the power of the thunder tribulation seems to have changed. Yi Tian muttered. Of course, no matter how he changed, he was not afraid. If he can survive the calamity and fail, no one else will be able to succeed. Boom! The first thunder tribulation came, and Yi Tian easily shook it. Second thunder tribulation. The third thunder robbery. Under the thunderstorms, Yi Tian was very relaxed and didn't use any strength at all. Not long after, the 18th thunder tribulation also came, and it still did not cause any trouble to Yi Tian. The 19th thunder calamity is not comparable to the previous thunder calamity, and its power will be increased several times. Some powerful heaven defies basically fell on the 19th thunder calamity of the master level thunder calamity. Yi Tian recalled the information he had obtained and thought to himself. Boom! The 19th thunder tribulation appeared. However, this time, the situation of the thunder tribulation was not a thunder pillar, but a figure. I saw that the human figure was completely transformed by the rules of thunder, holding a thunder spear, like a thunder god of war, descending from the sky and rushing towards Yi Tian. As expected, The 19th Thunder 5.8 Calamities is that the origin of the universe draws the fighting consciousness of some ancient existences from the long river of time and space and condenses it into the power of thunder tribulation, forming a thunder god of war, whose combat power is enough to rival some powerful children of the era, and this blow is equivalent to the desperate ultimate move of the son of Era at the master level. Under normal circumstances, even if some weaker heaven defenders reach the level of the son of Era, they will be seriously injured when resisting the previous thunder tribulation, and because they have just broken through when you reach the realm of domination, your combat power is not strong, and you can't stop this move at all. Yi Tian thought to himself. But he didn't panic at all at this moment, and saw that he was holding a spear and fiercely facing the thunder spear of the thunder god of war. The spear in Yi Tian's hand is not a real spear, but the spear of the god of hell at the perfection level, and it is the great supernatural power of space in the perfection realm. Break! Yi Tian roared lightly. Rip! The thunder god of war was directly smashed by Yi Tian, easily killing the opponent in seconds. The 19th thunder tribulation is still too weak. Yi Tian smiled lightly.